give the real skinny on the behind the scenes and what happens. Like when sometimes when restaurants talk about like people dropping food on the floor and then they
give it to them.
Someone picks a chicken wing back up off the floor and throws it back on the plate. Or I've had like servers who basically like take a sip out of the top of the pot because it's too.
No way.
Yeah.
Yo, what the frick? Yo, Steve,
Okay, let's start the show.
Yeah, you can start the show. Yeah.
Woo! Tangent.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Steve Andis here. Welcome to the ThoughtXchange. I'm with my boy.
Hey guys, it's Cameron Barkey.
And today we have the special Jordan Gibbins in the house. All right. Well, why don't we start off with just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're all about. You kind of got like a pretty extensive resume.
I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, we don't even know
where
where to
should I
start. Let's
start?
start from now and then we'll kind of
Go
work our way
backwards?
backwards. Is that
Okay.
So
I've never done that before.
Who is
That's a good
Jordan
idea.
today?
Today, my name is Jordan. I'm currently trying to get a business off the ground. Well, it's off the ground already. It's called Glass Slipper Entertainment. It's my first entrepreneurial venture, let's just say. That's kind of where it's my passion. It's where my focus is, on top of a few other things that are irrelevant to my business. But
So you manage a bunch of princesses.
yeah, yes, I have recruited.
Yes.
I have recruited a few fairy tale princesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the Glass Slipper
Glass Slipper Entertainment, yes.
Entertainment is.
Yo, what's the business? So you recruited.
Yeah, so I invite princesses from their kingdoms from far, far away. I invite them here to Edmonton when some cute little kids want to meet their favorite princess, or if events want to bring in a fairy tale princess for their guests to meet them, then I say hey Elsa.
Who's all on your list? Like, who do you have on your...
Who do I recruit?
Who do you recruit?
Actually, I should probably say Ice Queen. Okay, let's see, I have 8. Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Ella, which is a live-action Cinderella. Some people get her confused with Elsa.
Ella is a live-action Cinderella.
Yeah, so in 2015, Tim Burton released the live-action Cinderella. You know how they're coming out with like live-action Aladdin, live-action?
Live-action Lion King.
They have a different name?
Dude, yeah.
They have different names in
Well,
Like, did they just label them differently? Like, how
so
does that
no,
work?
she's Cinderella still, but in the live action film, they kind of explained how she got the name Cinderella.
Okay.
So her real name is Ella, but then her evil stepsisters
Called her Cinderella.
were like, she was cleaning the fireplace and she had some soot and cinders on her, so they're like, haha, we're gonna call you
it's a
Cinderella.
Are you serious?
It's a
Cinderella?
nickname.
That's where Cinderella came
That's
from.
actually right, because it's a nickname, because
they were making fun of her.
because it was Cinder.
Cinders.
was
She had
dirty all the
ashes on
time.
her.
Yeah, she's Cinder. So Cinderella.
There you go.
Wow.
And her name is
I learned,
Ella?
I'm today years old learning
Her
that.
actual name is Ella.
In the live action, that was never in
It's like
the cartoon
It's
version
like
or in the
Snow
original.
White also has another name as well, I would imagine.
No, Snow.
Snow. Snow is her.
Not that I'm aware of. I shouldn't say no. Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. They might change it.
Keep touching my mic. Sorry.
That's okay.
That's wild.
Yeah. So people get her confused with Elsa, which confuses me because I'm like,
Who the heck's Elsa?
they are different.
Who's Elsa? I don't know.
She's
I don't
the
know.
Ice Queen.
I don't know who's the Ice Queen.
Actually, it's kind of weird because like I still haven't seen.
No.
I haven't seen Frozen.
I've never
And,
seen
like,
Frozen.
Everyone is like,
Guys,
Everyone's
Frozen
in
2.
love of it.
Frozen 2 is coming.
Is that the one with the beginning, the little squirrel, and like the whole thing's
know
going
what?
to the squirrel? He's trying to find that nut.
That's Ice Queen.
Oh,
That was a joke, right?
That was a joke.
Okay.
no, that
was a
wasn't.
good one.
You like that?
That was a good one.
Do I play it off?
you know what?
thought that was
you know
a joke.
what?
I've
Actually,
never seen it.
you know what? I'm surprised I haven't seen
I've
it
never
because
seen it.
I've actually seen one scene, and it actually I was like, whoa, this is actually really well done. When
Okay,
she's
wait,
trying
Ice
to,
Age or Frozen?
No, Frozen.
Great.
When she's trying to like run into the ocean and create this like.
That's Frozen 2 trailer.
Is that what it was from? I
That's
was
the-
like, this is super cool because I was like, whoa, man, like her facial expressions. And
Dude,
she's like,
yeah.
this is crazy. I'm just like, and then she runs into the ocean and tries to sprint and
I am
freeze
s-
the water as she's
so
going.
Is she like a
excited.
superhero?
Well, she's a queen with magic ice powers. But like that trailer, the Frozen 2. So you've obviously seen the Frozen 2 trailer.
Okay, that's
Have
probably
you
what I
seen
saw.
Frozen 1?
I haven't seen Frozen 1. Other than the snowman with the like.
Olaf!
I don't really know what's going on with that.
He is the best. He is actually my favorite of all time. Olaf. Okay.
Olaf is his name?
Okay, but like you should probably just watch Frozen just for Olaf's humor.
Okay.
So there's some adult humor in those films.
Do they throw adult stuff in?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I love that stuff. Like I watched Cars. I've watched like Planes. I've watched like the one I really like is.
And trains and automobies, or
How you tell me?
just joking.
Jeez, those aren't pillows.
Yeah, those aren't pillows.
Those
pillows really
aren't
suck.
pillows.
Is that a
Because
quote?
where's your hands right now? It's like it's in
Between two pillows.
Those aren't pillows.
Is that a quote?
That's
a
from
quote.
the movie.
Where's
Planes,
your hands
Trains,
right
and
now? Planes, trains, and
Automobiles.
automobiles.
You literally just brought it up.
That's
It doesn't mean I know the how
my
to
hands
quote the
between
movie.
some two
He goes,
pillows.
"Where's your hand?" Like, because you get caught cuddling, right? And the guy's
Those
like,
aren't pillows.
"Where's your hand right now?" And he goes, "It's just between two pillows." He goes, "Those are not pillows."
Good.
Classic.
Okay, well, I'm really glad I could bring that into this conversation.
Have you even seen Planes, Trains, and
No.
Automobiles? Okay,
Oh,
there you
you
go.
gotta watch that
Yeah,
movie.
it's a classic like 80s humor. Like it's just funny.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was a great. Wow, that brings back a lot of memories actually.
That was quite the tangent we just went on.
Yeah, that's what
That
happens
was
on this
I
show.
love that.
That's what how it goes.
That's
It's
great.
awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. I was
I
like,
just don't. I'm not a part of it. 'cause
so we
I-
had Cars. We had that. What was the other cartoon I liked? I liked Sharks. Sharks is like my
Oh,
favorite.
I don't know that one.
You've never seen Shark Tale?
No, Shark Tale.
How are you mad
Oh,
at
like
that?
Veggietales.
You
never-
watch Veggietales?
Like I know what it was back
a
in the day.
VeggieTales?
Dude, Veggietales like a Christian.
I
You
was
love
gonna
it. You'd
say,
probably
wasn't
watch
it
it
the-
right now.
He's just like,
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you would probably.
He would
love
actually
it.
really like it. Yeah. I went to a Christian school from kindergarten to grade 9. So like I watched VeggieTales since I was a
I
baby.
only learned that it was a Christian thing like after I was older. You know.
what is it about?
It's like a tomato and a cucumber, and they just have like circa 1994 like
Is it
Pixar like shit. Like
Is it
it's
similar
like,
to like Sausage Party? Sausage Party was killer world out there, man.
dude, it's the opposite of Sausage Party.
Sausage Party made fun of everything.
I'm not even
I
gonna-
was like,
I'm not even gonna ask.
you've never seen Sausage Party?
No. Apparently, I live under a rock.
Sausage Party is another
That's,
cartoon.
like, has
These are all
Disney characters
cartoons. These are all
under it.
cartoons. So Sausage Party was a cartoon about like they're all looking to leave the grocery store. They're all going to be chosen to go to the Holy Land. And then when they get caught, like they all think that they're going because the people take them, and then they start chopping them up and cutting them up, and then it just turns.
So they make like these characters
That's
like
gruesome.
these, like
is this
these.
a child's cartoon?
No,
no,
this is about as adult as it gets.
It's an adult cartoon.
It's like the opposite of
It's a
VeggieTales.
Oh,
Like
so
the-
it's
like-
it's like a metaphor for real life. Metaphor? No, symbolism for real life. You know, you think you got it going on.
Oh yeah, and they had like
Just kidding.
they had like the
We're
full.
gonna
That
drop
could be, yeah. And they're
Yeah.
just showing like cheese, like the cheese getting grated and him getting
Yeah,
ripped in
yeah.
half, and
Life.
they're all screaming like ah.
Life's a peach when you're a sausage
Yeah,
in
and
the
then it
grocery
just
store.
went crazy into like the different little religions and everything like that.
Everyone's having sex.
Everyone's having like yeah,
like
it was-
the buns are having sex. The whole thing was for the sausage to get with the bun. Like that was the whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they do end up together.
Yeah, but
usually.
they're like they touch tips. What was that? They're like in the bag.
They touch
and they're
fingertip.
trying to.
You're touching tips.
Yeah, but it was through the bag. Like they were like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh my god, I'm out of the bag.
Yeah, they were so excited. Yeah, that was a while. That was VeggieTales, but the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah, VeggieTales like
on the list.
Christian. Like I have it stuck in my head because I watched it as a kid. I'm like singing the theme song into my head.
I was just about to ask you. Can you sing the song?
VeggieTales. Oh no, hold on one sec. Broccoli, celery, it's gotta be VeggieTales. It's VeggieTales. It's veggie. Yeah, that's how it goes. VeggieTales. It's
Great.
time
I
for
didn't know
VeggieTales.
You could technically sing anything, and
That
I'd
sounds
be like,
that sounds a lot like Astro Boy. Astro Boy.
Yeah, it was.
Astro
Anyways,
Boy.
I mean, it's wild that I just sang kind of a half VeggieTales on the show.
it's great.
This
It
is
could
the
really
extent
take
of our
off.
cartoons, though. Like,
Great.
this is-
Awesome.
yeah. So
Yeah, I watched VeggieTales, and I don't know. I got Ice Age, and what was the other one? Frozen mixed up. So I don't know what I'm doing.
Clearly.
I apologize.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, so
No-
getting
no
back.
offense taken.
Getting back on track. So
Let's
you're
spin
you're
this back.
you were spinning it way back. You're hiring princesses. How do you meet the? I know. How do you meet the princesses from these other realms?
I just go and visit their kingdoms.
You go and visit the kingdom?
Sometimes I send little letters, and I'm like, I think pigeons or owls come and.
It must be hard to sometimes get them to show up and commit.
Was that a stab at the earlier conversation? No, they love it.
They're busy girls.
Yeah, they are, but they love kids.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know what I saw?
And adults. Adults love them, and they love adults.
I saw you at well, not you. I don't know who I saw, but I saw some queens and people from Disney.
Some princesses.
Some princesses at in St. Albert at the ice thing. It was all the lights. What was that called?
Were you there?
I was there.
Everybody was there. I think everyone in the city went to that thing.
Oh, so you did meet the Ice Queen.
I
and
did,
your
yeah.
Sister.
Yeah, I would have. 100%.
We met a couple nuns there too.
Were they doing meet and greets too?
Did you not see the nuns?
Did you not get my joke? I hope someone got the joke. Because Elsa and Mona were doing meet and greets.
Yeah.
You know, people would line up and meet them, and you just said I went and met two nuns.
A couple
The
nuns.
fact that I have to explain this is making it.
Well, we got photos with them. We did meet and greet them. We
The
did
nuns?
The nuns, the two nuns.
Was it this meant to be a meet and greet thing?
No, they were actual nuns seeing the actual event.
And you were like, hey, can I get a picture with you? Like, hey, what the?
Yeah.
Like you'd never met
I'm
nuns
just like,
before,
how
or-
often do you see a couple of nuns walking around in full outfits?
Who takes pictures with
Isn't
them?
that what they wear?
You know, it's like,
I should probably be careful.
Isn't that what they wear all the time?
no,
I don't
like
know.
I don't know. Like I don't know whether
Me
they wear
neither.
that outside.
I don't
It's like
know either.
I don't
I
think
think
a lot
they
of
do.
priests don't walk around with
That's
their
true.
collars on all the time.
That's true. Oh wait, yes they do.
Yeah, they do.
All the
priests-
time?
Yeah. We shot that at the golf place, the Newman, the spot you're going to go to.
Yeah, but that was because he was representing the college.
Dude, they always wear that little thing.
Really?
Yeah, you see him in that.
I wonder what it's.
I know,
should
what is that thing?
I don't.
It's just
I'm
like
not
a
sure.
tie, almost like it's
Yeah,
like a T-shirt. And
but
it's
it's
just like
it
It means
most
something.
definitely has a name.
Yeah.
collar.
The choker thing? I don't know.
I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it is, actually.
Yeah,
I don't know
we
the
should-
meaning. Like a
I'm
lot,
gonna
to
look
be
it
honest,
up
I don't.
later.
You look it up. I don't
Russell,
know
do you know what that's
all
called?
the different relics and stuff like that.
Are you listening?
Yeah, Russ is listening.
Russ
He's
is
on it.
listening. So Russ
He's
is
not
on it,
on
but
it.
he's got to turn his mic on when he wants to talk.
Oh.
Yeah, Russ is going to chime in. I don't know if he knows what it's called.
Do you know what it's called?
Which?
The little
The
choker
white thing,
off
but
for
isn't
the-
it for pastors, not priests, right?
No, priests.
I thought they were pastors.
Oh, isn't it like yeah, I don't know.
One
a
of those-
choker?
Yeah,
like
we
a
don't know
priest
the name.
choker?
We don't
That's
know.
okay.
That's
we'll,
probably
we'll,
wrong.
we'll figure it out
Go
later.
back to Switzerland.
Russ, eh?
We'll look it up another time.
No, we can introduce Russ to this. This is Russell DePeel.
Yeah,
He joined us 2 weeks ago here.
yeah,
on the
he joined
show.
us 2 weeks ago, and he's doing the thing. He's
Do you
one-
like it?
I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
It's my favorite thing right now.
Except he's gonna hate it in the summertime because it gets hella hot in here with the hot lights.
It's already hot in here. Jeez, it's a sauna.
Yeah, it's a little hectic.
I have no idea how you're wearing that, but
Okay, so so right now you have a
Cool.
business. Okay.
yes.
So now we're taking another step back. You decided to open a business.
Yeah.
How scary
Shoot,
was
this
that?
is interesting.
And how
it
did,
still
like-
is, man.
And how did you kind of like get into that? Because a lot of people don't run their own business. They just go get a job, and like there's a lot to running a business.
Yeah, and then you're like, do I keep running this business or / not running it? Is it
Because-
running? Like, is this business running?
Because it's like you work twice as hard and get less pay.
Gosh, yeah, yeah. Actually, my uncle said something to me the other day, because I'm not sure, I can't remember how it was brought up, but I had said something about hourly, like breaking it down hourly, or no,
You
I
get-
said something about
You might as well get a
wage
job
or
at- yeah,
something,
get a
and
job at McDonald's.
he goes, rule number 1 of being a business owner or entrepreneur:
Don't break it down. into-
never break your earnings down by hourly, to the hour. You'll be very depressed.
Jeez.
It's so true.
Until you hit a certain point.
It's so true. Well, until you hit
Then you're like, fuck yeah.
until you're like you've got
You
the
got the
spider
people.
web and
Yeah, you get to a
the
point where,
trees.
like so this is what happens. You work for free, and then at one point,
well, no, you pay to work.
so you pay to work.
You're paying money,
You're paying money to work, but so all the money that you get, you have to put it back.
or
Plus
even
then
that you
some.
don't get. That's what I'm saying.
Or
So
you don't get, you have
you're
to find
you're
it.
investing.
And then you get to a point where you finally like break through, and then you're just like, okay, I don't have to work anymore, but I still don't make any money.
Right.
Now
How can
everything's-
I break even? Okay,
No.
wait. Now how can I actually make money?
Now how do I make a profit out of this stuff? And then it's like now you got to start like, okay,
It's true.
everything's running well with 6 people.
Okay, well, I haven't got
you're
there
fired.
yet. Shoot,
That's
that's
how some
an
companies do it.
interesting business
That's how
model.
some companies do it. But like, ideally, it's not the way you want to do it. You want to
Right.
grow as a group and then take a little bit from everybody.
Yeah.
There's different models. I think I was talking to
Gosh, that stuff.
another guy.
Are you like doing this?
He's
going
gonna try to get this thing back up and running because this behind the scene one went. And
I was gonna make fun of him because he was making fun of them.
the other guy for texting
other
while
guy.
during the
Oh
conversation.
yeah, no. This is
I'm
this
just-
little
I'm
guy. It's
totally teasing
I
you.
think it's plus 900 in here. So then it overheats.
Almost like me. What I'm about to do. A tap.
I remember.
A tap out, folks. I'm overeating.
I remember we had this place in the dead of the summer, and it was like a 25 degrees outside, and I had Don Iverson in here, and poor guy was melting. I had to pat his face down. He was
I
sweating
believe
so
it.
profusely.
Was he wearing makeup?
Yeah, and it was just sweating, and it was just
Oh.
like it was bad. It was like I was like, sorry, man.
So is that gonna start to happen? Do we have any like cloths, blotting
Do we have
cloths
a
around here?
We have coffee
be okay.
filters.
Great, those will work. Wow, genius.
I know.
How'd you know?
I
mean, the
he thought
biz.
that was gonna be a joke, and then
I'm-
he was like, yeah, that does actually work.
Intuitive
does
or
work.
what is it?
Definitely
Observant or intuitive?
I mean,
or?
all of the above.
Yeah.
Not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like
yeah.
MacGyver.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
put shit together.
Yay.
MacGyver?
Yep.
Yeah, some people don't know who MacGyver
Yeah,
is.
watched about 1.5 episodes.
Yeah.
But I definitely know who he
So
is.
MacGyver is the original version of McGregor from The Simpsons. Is that what his name was?
No,
McGregor. Who was the guy from The Simpsons?
I don't know who you're
Oh,
talking
another
about.
cartoon that I didn't watch.
You
I
didn't
wasn't
watch The Simpsons?
I wasn't allowed to watch it back in the day, though.
Me
so then,
neither.
like, when I was finally allowed to watch it, I was like, "Pfft, not interested.
Yeah, that's totally fair play.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So-
first steps with opening your business. Do you just like jump in head first, or did you like come up with a strategic business plan? Did you go for like a business loan like some people do, or do you just like try to like?
No, it
figure
was
it
all
out?
my. Well, I guess a business loan is your own. No, business loan is not your own money. No, it was all my own money. But I started planning it. Ooh, very careful what I say here. I started planning it while I wasn't here. So I moved back home in beginning of November, end of October.
So you were like starting to save up the money for it, is what was happening, and figuring the whole thing
Basically, what I did for a year was just like
out. Study.
gather things.
Yeah.
And so then I guess it was an investment over a year and still happening. But before, because I couldn't start it before I got home,
Yeah.
obviously. And actually I couldn't launch my website before I had
Yeah.
your help. But yeah, it was gathering the supplies, my inventory, my stuff in order for me to actually operate. Because that all costs
you got
money.
to do
So I
that
did
over
piece
time,
by piece.
piece by piece. Because like that's the thing. Like some people, like you need a lot of assets in order to even run your business, and some people take out business loans and basically
Do it all in one
do
shot.
it all in one shot and
Yeah.
then pay it back, and then like have their business model and say, this is what I want to do. I need a bank loan.
Yeah.
And then like for me, for instance, like my business has been, it's like a 10-year progress because I've been buying bit by bit by
Well,
bit.
good for you.
Like
I'm
as I
like
go.
month 6, and I'm like, so am I done yet? Like,
Yeah.
should I
Yeah.
toss in the towel? Or?
Well, you feel like that the
Good
whole
for you.
time. Like
Yeah,
I'm like
okay.
like 10, 15 years in, and I'm still feeling like that. But then I look around and I'm just like, I got a lot of shit. Like a lot of shit. And you start the worst part is when you start adding up the cost of everything. And you go like, that's $500. Like that's $500.
Yeah.
That's $1,000. I'm like, holy fuck. No wonder. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just like all the money just gets dumped back in.
Yeah, that's where like an accountant comes in, right? I don't have one of those.
You need
That's
you
me.
need a good
I know,
accountant.
I
Like
know.
I'm like
I'm on it,
yeah.
I think.
You have to be careful because like even when like I was dealing with an accountant, there's different kinds of accountants.
Right.
So like some accountants go like if the speed limit's 100, they'll
They're a little
go
safe.
80,
They're a little safe.
and which costs you a lot of money.
Right.
And you're just like, what's
No, I
going
need you
on?
to be creative.
Yeah, and then there's some other.
They don't like the
accountants-
word creative.
So the other
Oh.
Those
no,
type won't like creative.
They don't- they
The
don't.
ones
Oh, they
going
don't.
80
Yeah,
or
they
in the
don't like
100,
creative.
they're like, oh, that's illegal. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not even legal. Like I remember there was
right.
like and then there's some
get
that go
upset.
120, right? So I had an accountant the first time was going 120. Because I don't understand what he's doing. That I'm just like, is this illegal? Like I'm just like, where are these numbers coming from? Like what is he doing? Like I'm looking.
Those guys you want on your team.
I'm looking at my paperwork and I'm like, there
I
was
agree.
like $10,000 in, $10,000 out, and I'm just like, what the hell is this?
I mean, they
Like,
know what they're doing.
They know he knew what he was doing. Like
Yeah.
like basically what he was doing is he was like.
Like they've got
he
that
was-
radar thing on your car, right?
To
And they can
basically
beep,
reduce
beep, beep, beep.
my taxes, he said that like you're gonna bill the company $10,000 for the management fee, which I don't charge. right?
Yeah.
So then that becomes my personal charge to the company, which then goes into my personal
Why was
income
that?
tax.
Is your company a corporation?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
I'm not
then,
there
so
yet.
then basically, corporation is paying me
Yeah.
that bill,
Yeah.
and then I just pay my taxes for my own personal stuff. But because my income was so low, it didn't matter. So he
Right.
literally just
Yeah.
added this bill that
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, where did that come from? And it's like a deferred bill. Like, so I just didn't understand it, right?
Right.
And
But that's
then
how you gotta have them.
And then we asked. Then I got a new accountant, and I asked him.
Wait,
and-
why didn't you keep this guy?
Because I didn't trust him. I didn't know what was going on. Because like it was
I
just
mean, that's
like
fair, I guess.
I just didn't understand what was going on. He wasn't submitting stuff. Like I just didn't know what was happening, right? So
That's
so then I
fair.
got another guy to look at it, and this guy all of a sudden like so the one guy got me my bills to like $0, and then this guy got my bills to like $6,000, and then charged me $3,000, and I was just like, what the fuck? And I was just like, so it charged me like a whole bunch of money. And then I just asked him, I was just like, we asked him about the, what the other guy did. And he goes, is what he was doing. He goes, well, it's not best practice. And I'm just like, so it wasn't illegal. It was just not best practice.
It was creative.
It was.
So you went from
creative.
paying $0 and making money to minus 9,000.
Yeah, pretty
We're
much.
doing great.
Awesome with your best practice. Good.
I know. So I was just.
But you feel good, right?
No, I don't feel good at all. I'm like,
There you go. Yeah, you feel like P's and Q's and
so
everything.
I gotta find.
T's crossed, I's dotted. You're good, Steve. You can sleep
Yeah,
at night.
everything was done, and I was just like-
$9,000
I'm like,
in,
dude,
but like I can sleep at night,
I'm just
so I'm
like,
good.
I'm starting. I was like, I don't need you to like take all of it right off the hop, right? Like so. No, that's,
CRAs, they'll get you, man.
Oh yeah, they are the mafia. Like they have access to everything.
Yeah.
Like they know the amount of information that they have is just like incredible. And then if like they'll just go into your bank and take it.
And can you imagine
Just
like
take
trying
it from your
to
bank. Huh?
Trying to what?
just trying to like navigate that whole? It's like when you're in the sky, when you're in the the atmosphere, and you look down at the earth with all the lights. Like it's like they're trying to navigate that. It's got to be something else.
Well, they can see everything. It's all done through computers and stuff like that. And
Yes.
technically, they don't really know what's going on until you submit a piece of paper. And that piece of paper comes across someone's desk, and then they try to file it, and then they go, wait a minute, this guy's account's all out of fucking whack. When's the last time he filed anything? Holy shit, it's been 10 years. I'm just like, why
probably
did you
mine.
file anything, you dumbass?
Yeah.
You should just don't file anything ever.
Oh,
but
jeez.
then you're in
That's
trouble.
Yeah.
That's not thought
No,
exchange
no, that's
advice.
that's not advice. That's
That's
just
not that's not
this is,
professional advice, guys.
hypothetical.
Not endorsed by ThoughtXchange.
No, it's just hypothetical.
Yeah, yeah.
Hypothetical. But this is kind of what happens. It's,
Yeah,
it's
you'll
not
end up
like
in a weird
it's
spot.
not like somebody's looking for you. It's just what
Yeah.
happens is like, let's say for instance you want to go and get a mortgage for a house. Then you start submitting papers,
I know,
and
it'll
all of a
stress me
sudden they
out.
just come up in front of someone's desk and they try to like, because you're in a database, so someone's looking at you and be like, "There's something wrong."
But
with this
even
thing."
when you're trying to do your best and you are lining all your P's and Q's and dotting your I's,
They'll
and
still
crossing-
screw you.
You're like, it's not even like you're trying to do anything, but it's still, you're doing something wrong.
This is a problem. I'm just like, they don't teach it in school, but everyone
no.
has to do it.
that death taxes. Well, okay, the taxes in school and nutrition in school.
Yeah, home ec. Like everyone needs to know how to eat.
Well, not even just how to cook, but like how our body operates with food. Like it's biochemistry.
Yeah, they don't want to do that. That's not good for the
Oh,
economy.
well, let's just everyone die.
Well, yeah. Can you imagine if like everybody knew that going to McDonald's and Wendy's and all of this food that they feed us has all
But
this
it's not
GMOs
even
and
about the
everything?
fast food. It's literally like
Everything
what
now.
types of foods have what nutrients work with what other nutrients, and how does it work with our body?
Yeah, they don't even know. They just recently changed the freaking 4 fruit
No, they
groups.
full on know, man.
They just recently
They do
changed
know.
that little pyramid thing when they remember they used to have the
Yeah,
bread.
the food,
food
Canada's
pyramid.
food guide. Food
Yeah,
guide.
Canada's food guide. It's
More
got like a
plant-
little fish, a
more
little bread, a
plant-based
little.
protein.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all bullshit.
That's all
anyways.
BS anyway. Yeah, we know that.
It's all bullshit. It's all. Here you go. Here's money.
Yeah.
Take my money. Put my name on there.
And then you got someone who's like just sitting at a desk who's like, I don't even want to go there. But
Yeah.
Like, but like not taking care of themselves, telling you how to take care of yourself because
Yeah.
they're putting these.
Because someone told them and someone paid them money and
Yeah.
No,
sponsored.
Steve's specifically talking about our health minister.
Who's their helping? I'm not talking about anything.
Oh, you're not? Oh, we got a health minister that was just like a little out of shape. It just didn't like.
Didn't fit.
Yeah, just like you're gonna like what? Like just a little round.
We just have,
This is our health minister.
we just
I'm just
have
like,
a-
you're the health minister.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And we're just talking about taxes, and it's like, our taxes are paying you? Like, the fuck? Where's that money going? Donuts.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah, hey.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Tim Hortons American company now, so shit's going to America.
Oh.
Wow,
American
man.
company?
Yeah, oh yeah, they bought that shit out.
Shit, we're losing
Like
a lot of
when-
good companies.
when
We
he
lost
died or what?
Lululemon too to Americans. Americans are
No, that
buying
was
it.
did?
That was Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas was Wendy's.
No, someone from Tim Hortons died.
Oh, they
recently.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, serious? I didn't know that. No, no.
Tim
Tim
Horton
Hortons got
himself
sold a
is
long
like a
time
hockey
ago.
player, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Tim Horton, yeah, I believe
He was a
so.
hockey
Yeah.
player. Yeah.
I think it was like the founder or something died recently.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
They opened up the first Tim Hortons in Shanghai last year. This year, rather.
Okay, yeah.
Like in February.
We got to talk to you about living in China.
I mean, yeah, that's.
Yeah, you're Chinese. You have a Chinese name.
I'm Mandarin.
It was
according to
Mandarin.
you.
It's different.
Sorry, yeah.
Are you
I got in
Mandarin?
trouble. I
No,
got in
it's-
trouble for that. You can't actually speak Canadian. So like that's kind of what I'm doing.
I can't speak Canadian?
No,
Oh.
no. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, oh, you speak Canadian when Canadian is not a language. We
Well,
speak
it was
English.
just
So-
funny that you said,
So
"Are you
Chinese
Mandarin?"
is not a language. It's an actual.
Well, yes, it is. There's,
No, he
there's
just told
two.
me there's Mandarin.
There
and
is.
then
There's two, so Chinese has two branches. Well, actually, I mean, I'm
There's a
not an
bunch,
expert on
little
this, but
dialects.
there's two. Yeah, so there's two
Cantonese,
and Mandarin. But then within China, there's something like 255 dialects of Mandarin within the country. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because there's Shanghainese as well as Mandarin. Like it's a version
So which
of
do you
Mandarin.
speak?
Well,
Mandarin?
I don't speak, but I can.
So momentai,
say
you know
some-
momentai?
Momentai.
Momentai? No.
You're probably saying it way wrong.
Maybe my accent's not right. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you just tell? What did you just
I don't
tell
know,
the
maybe
people
I
here?
said
Yeah, you should stay
Yikes.
away from that, man. That's a rough
It's
road.
a bad idea.
I think in
It's a bumpy road.
I think in like Vietnamese.
I'm like they were teaching me some weird stuff at the kitchens.
Yeah, that's bad. And it always boils down into like
To like whether
Into
you
the
sing
swear
side
words.
up or sing, oh yeah.
Oh,
Thingamafai?
always.
Thingamafai is a swear word.
yeah, you gotta like okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, we said it in English. You can probably say it in Mandarin too.
I don't know what it is.
No, but isn't that funny? Like whenever you're trying to teach, or whenever anyone's teaching someone the second language, they start with the swear words.
Well, because I think that it's like a troll.
It always
it's
starts with the swear words. It's not like,
funny.
hi, how's it going? How's your day? It's always like, shit, bitch, cunt, piss.
It's like
bitch,
it's
fuck.
like you teach you Spanish. Let me teach you a Spanish word, wea or weon. You know, like this.
No, I don't know what.
But there's
There
like
was-
Spanish
Swear
words that like.
I spent some fair amount of time in a hostel one time. And
Yeah.
this was like buck. Like this was the most crazy time of my life. It was like 30 people just in this room. It was the sweatiest, sexy, like not sexy, sorry, just like it was like the sweatiest sex. They called it the dungeon. It was just
Not
like
sexy,
Not
though.
sexy. It was the opposite
Not
of sexy.
sexy.
Yeah, there was a
there's
good,
sex going on in there.
I've seen so much weird
But it
shit.
wasn't sexy.
But it wasn't sex. It was just sweaty sex.
It was like
He just accidentally took the Y off of sweaty and
Sweaty sexy
Sex.
was not sweaty sexy. It was just sweaty sex. Two different things.
it was the sweatiest
very,
sex I've ever seen.
very different.
So traumatized.
We're reliving. We are reliving.
And this is in a hostel?
This is the hostel.
Ew,
people
like
go bugs.
how many diseases were in that place? Did you wash your hands?
When I came back home, I got tested for every STD
Great.
possible. I was like,
Good
give me
idea.
for AIDS, give me for this, give me for that, everything.
Where was this?
This was a wild place. This was a place called Brisbane. It was
In Australia?
Yeah, Brisbane.
This is what you came
That's
back
a
though, 'cause
city.
you
That's
got-
a
you got
major
sick,
city
right?
in Australia.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
This is when you had to come back home early because you had like you got sick.
I got sick in Vietnam.
Well, I wonder
Vietnam.
why.
Yeah.
Oh, not that
Well,
hostel place.
Yeah, no, not in the hostel place. That was a wild.
I wouldn't
Anyways,
doubt
I
it.
drank ice or some weird shit like that.
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
yeah, I just thought I could power through it. I was really good up until I had the ice.
Up until you weren't good. You
Yeah.
were really good up until you were no longer
Well,
good.
the water looked clean. But I saw.
But
It
then he
was
saw
like-
a guy picking the water. When did you see him with
Well,
like,
this mother trucker just had a big block of ice on the ground and literally a rusty saw. And I was like, fuck, man. I was like, why did I eat that damn coffee?
You know what though? It's probably because you
But
saw that.
Vietnamese coffee is
You
the
know
bomb.
what? It's probably because you saw that.
Oh, yeah, I'm
that
addicted.
That your brain probably go, I'm sick.
No.
And that is possible.
It's possible. Like that you all of a
Placebo.
sudden your body
but
goes, oh
but
shit. and
but
it just starts
also
nervous.
don't drink the water in those countries.
Yeah, you don't do that. No. I didn't even have shots. Like,
Oh,
I didn't.
casual.
Yeah, I don't know how long I didn't talk to my mom for a long ass time, and then I finally. I finally called her and I was like, Mom, I turned yellow.
Mom, I'm dying.
I was like, Mom, I'm yellow.
Mom, hi, Mom. Also, haven't talked to you for a long time, but I'm yellow.
I'm like, what does it
Yeah.
mean? Because his mom's a nurse.
Oh,
So he's
What
like,
do you mean
Mom,
if
what
I'm
does
turning
it-
yellow? I
what
was
does
like,
it
my
mean if my
tongue's
skin's
yellow.
you
yellow?
have jaundice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she said. And I was like, oh, no.
Way to stress your mom right out, eh? And she goes right to like the maximum thing.
She was like, you have hepatitis. You need to come home. Your liver's shutting down. You're going to die in 3 weeks. And I was
yeah,
like,
I'm like, you
okay.
need to be home right now. We need to get you
Did
in the
you have
hospital.
hepatitis?
No, thank the
Oh.
Lord I didn't. I was just malnourished. Because like I was just like, I was
You've just
addicted.
been drinking coffees for fucking 3 weeks straight.
And the contaminated water with ice.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, anyways. But the whole story I was talking about, we're talking about
The sweaty sex.
the sweat sex. It was wild. I've seen so much shit. Like, it was just crazy. But this didn't involve sex. It was this Asian guy. And it was the funniest. It was so fucking funny. But he couldn't speak a lick of English, right? And then these English gentlemen just taught him all swear words, and this guy had no freaking concept of what was going on.
Bless
Like
his
zero.
heart.
So then this poor little guy was just walking around calling everyone motherfuckers all the time, and no idea what he was saying. Like, no concept. I'm like, guys, why are you teaching him this?
And they're laughing their ass
And they're
off.
laughing
He's
his
telling
ass
jokes.
off.
Yeah.
He'd be like, they'd like, the English people are fucked. Like, they like,
By English, you mean like British?
yeah, like
Oh,
they're wild. Like, no filter on them. Like, just
Right.
and you're like, whoa. And this guy would just, this little
That's
Asian
the
guy,
Aussies too.
this little guy, this little
Poor
South
thing.
Korean guy, he'd just walk up to you and just say, I will lick your ass. Like, it was like, what? But he thinks he's saying hi to you or something, right? So he'd just walk up to like a girl, or he'd walk up to like try and
Oh,
make new
no.
friends, and then he'd say something.
I hope someone helped him out.
No, they
I hope-
didn't.
But
They
like
just
maybe
watched.
later on
They
in
watched
life,
and laughed.
They just watched and laughed for the entire time he was there.
maybe later on in life, someone helped him out.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Yeah, I don't.
That's sad.
I just think it's funny when we're trying to learn a new language, people go right to that. Like, here's
Yeah,
the
but
swears.
why?
But we're going
'Cause
back
it's
to
funny.
China.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you're living in
Shanghai.
Beijing.
Shanghai.
Shanghai.
What's your Chinese name?
就是tong.
Josetong.
Tong.
Tong.
Yeah, so first tone, third tone.
Josetong.
Actually, it might be fourth tone. No, not fourth tone. Second
Okay, you got to
tone.
tell us about
Tong.
these tones.
Tone. I think it's
Tong.
second tone. Jeez, I don't even know my own name.
Josetong.
Jo se tong.
Josetong.
Se.
Josetong.
Yeah, something.
How long
about
did you live in China for?
13 months.
Did you learn the language?
Yeah, so I mean, it is a huge elephant to tackle.
Yeah.
So yes, I did. But once I finished, so I was mostly just through like bits and pieces what I had to learn to get by, because I don't really speak English there. But then once I finished my degree, I was like, Kate, now I can focus on actually studying this language.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that because you just threw in a degree in there for no reason.
It's just a postgraduate degree, so anyways.
I'm keeping mental note of that because I'm so intrigued right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I was like, hey, I have time to, well, also build my website, but I also have time to learn Mandarin from like a Chinese teacher. So I did one-on-ones, which was super awesome, but it's so hard. And I kind of wish I would have kept going, but after I decided not to stay, so I did get offered another contract, but after I decided not to stay, I was like, it's for the price and for the amount I would have learned in 3 more months, it wouldn't have been worth it, in my mind anyways. But had I stayed, because like once you tackle the first big chunk, then the rest of it's easy. It's almost like a reverse,
Funnel?
Pyramid.
No, it's a pyramid. Yeah. So once you get like all of the, it's really hard to start with, but once you've got the foundation, then it's easier.
So like
But
learn
it
the
would've
main words, you can start having
Not
conversations.
even words. It's like not words.
They're
it's
symbols?
Well, I actually didn't even go with the symbols, because that's a whole other ball game. Because
That's
just,
insane.
that's a whole other.
That's like memorization.
That
They're
would have
sounds.
taken.
They're really just sounds, is what you're dealing with.
So they're almost, if you think of it for us, they are syllables, similar to syllables.
Actually, that's really all we're doing right now anyways. Language is just fucking me
Sounds.
just pumping out different vibrations, and you just understand what the vibration is.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's all it is. Okay, yeah. So keep going. So hold on. What were you doing in there in China?
I was working for Disney.
That's wild. You were
Yeah.
working for Disney in China.
Yeah, Shanghai Disneyland Resort. It was amazing.
How big?
Dream come
In
true.
the actual like resort?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
There's a Shanghai.
Yeah.
How big is Disney?
It's like
Disney?
Disney
They allow
World?
Disney in China?
Yeah, so that's the first, that park opened up in 2016. So I got there October 2017, so about
You're
a
almost
year.
opening it.
Just about. Some of some of the opening team members are still there actually. I should say cast members, not team members. But so it's a brand new park. That's the first park in China. There's one in Hong Kong, but that's not China. I mean,
Yeah, it's not
that's
China. It's different.
that's a
Mainland.
whole other.
And then
It is
it's-
mainland. It's starting to be mainland again, but that's another ball game.
Yeah, that's like it. That's the only reason let the Hong Kong do its thing because it brings in so much money.
Yeah.
Hong Kong. I've been to Hong Kong. That place is wild.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's like
Hong Kong's
the,
buck.
the sinister brother that
It's a
everyone just like
pretty
kind of lets
unique city.
let's
Yeah,
do their
it's
thing
pretty
because it
awesome.
brings so much money in.
Yeah,
I'd like to
exactly.
stay there for like an extended time.
Yeah, I would too, actually.
It's dope.
But anyway, they have a Disney there in Hong Kong, but it was the first Disney in China. But I mean, China holds the largest population of the entire world,
Yeah, is
like
is
1.56 billion
Jill,
people.
do you know what's happening now with the Chinese money trap?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Yeah, that's random, Stevie. Like,
Well, I'm just like just talking
No.
about China. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
let's do it.
Well, like
I don't
the
know.
Chinese money
Enlighten-
trap, but like
enlighten me.
China's lending money out to a bunch of countries.
Okay.
Like just same thing as like when you get a loan.
Well, the same thing as what
When we-
didn't America do that
America's,
back in the
Americans
back in
did
the
Same
day?
thing. Same thing
Yeah.
that they did with the United States dollar and the Federal
Yeah.
Reserve just buying out all the countries. So China's now doing that.
Oh.
They're going to countries and they're giving them billion-dollar loans so they can build their infrastructure. And then once they build their infrastructure, you're like, okay, you need to pay us back.
Yeah.
And then they can't pay them back because they never really had money in the first place. And all
Right.
the money that they got, they spent it in the infrastructure.
Yeah, but that's what happens whenever a country loans
that
anyone
happens
money.
with anybody. That happens on how we go
Yeah,
and get loans with the
true.
banks.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah.
the trap, right?
Yeah.
And so what they're doing now is they're just kind of like then taking
Taking
over
things.
the countries or taking over the
Like, give us an
infrastructures.
example. What?
Sri Lanka.
Oh,
So
okay,
they took
poor
over
guys.
Sri Lanka,
They have good coffee, good tea.
right? But that's
very good
but
tea, best tea
But if you
probably
look
in
at
the
the
world,
bigger
some of that.
picture, you look at the bigger picture because they have the biggest population. What are they trying to do? They're trying to find places that they can
Poor people.
put people.
Well, they've taken away the. I think. Well, they're at two kids now.
Yeah.
You can have 2 kids, and I thought for some reason this year they were supposed to do the 3-kid thing, but, anyways, so they're allowing more growth.
Yeah,
Maybe because they're taking over countries.
because they're taking over countries and they're just spreading out all over the place, right?
But they're doing
Which
that
is smart,
anyways.
which is super smart. Like I think it's like it's a smart way to do it. Like that's if we could do it. Like there's a big huge like trade war going on between the States and China right now because it's
gosh,
all
yeah.
one-sided. Everyone's buying stuff from China. They're producing everything for the whole world. They're the world's producers. They produce everything. That's why they have so much money because everyone just sends all their money to China. It's like
Yeah.
what do they call it? The Silk Road?
just because they have such a large labor force, they could charge so little to make production.
Yeah.
As well, if you produce in North America, we want to have
Labor
North
is-
American labor dollars, and there's unions and shit.
Yeah.
Which like,
And the numbers. Just
yeah,
the pure numbers.
just
Yeah.
pure numbers. Yeah, and the amount of people that are going to work in those little factories
Well,
and
and
stuff.
then those people need those jobs.
Yeah, but
whereas-
what happens is that the way currency works is that you need currency to flow within your own communities. So
definitely.
if you send currency out and it doesn't come back, what are you left with in your community? Just a bunch of product that you can't trade.
Yeah, are you talking about China?
Just any country.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like if we're buying trinkets
Yeah.
from another country and we're bringing trinkets in and we're sending money out and we're buying trinkets, then we're left with a country full of trinkets and no currency. You know? You just,
That's okay. The government will just print some more.
you
Oh
think.
jeez. Well, there's a lot of the trade works like that, man. There's surplus and deficits and gold reserves. There's a lot of stuff that it's not as simple as you just put it. Like it's not the worst thing to be in a deficit sometimes. Like you could be in a deficit with another country. Like there's trade deficits and trade surpluses. It happens. Like that's barely ever is it on equilibrium, like on par. That never happens.
Never.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, that's
Anyway,
random.
You're saying that was so random. Sorry, it was just
that's
that
okay.
was one of these side.
The thought exchange.
Yeah.
The exchange of thoughts.
Yeah. So I'm interested in how you ended up in China. To be completely honest.
Well, it was probably a dream of mine for a long time to work for Disney.
Yeah.
So I auditioned for Disneyland Paris. This is great.
This
So
is cool. And what did you audition for?
Entertainment. So
Dancing. You'd have to dance. for them?
Performing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Performing, acting, dancing.
Yeah.
That is so cool. How does this even come? Like, how do casting calls even show up for Disney? Like, how?
Well, they have it on like Disney has a Disney auditions website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serious?
So I mean, I'm a dancer. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, keep touching my mic. Sorry. I'm gonna get in trouble.
He's just in a Russell. 'Cause he's got the headphones on.
Yeah.
So every time she hits the mic, it's like.
I'm making him deaf. Yeah. So I grew up a dancer, so I'm a performer. So that was my passion. That is what I wanted to do,
Yeah.
really. Like, screw university. I wanted to dance.
That's cool. I like that.
But
Have you ever seen? Sorry, have you ever
okay.
seen that movie, Dazed and Confused?
No.
That's that line that you just said really comes from there.
What?
Where the guy's like, I don't want to fuck university. I don't want to do this because you don't want to. Well, what do you want to do with your life? I want to dance.
I can do it, right, Mom?
That's hilarious.
Yes.
I wanna
I am
dance.
so bad at quoting movies. If anyone who knows me, I cannot quote a movie. And if you quote a movie, I have no idea what
I
you're saying.
memorize
So the
everything.
fact that I just quoted a movie without me knowing it, I'm like, yes.
Dazed and Confused.
That's a big
Great.
win.
That's a win for me.
Okay, so you decide you want to be a dancer. And
Yes.
You drop out of university.
No, I didn't drop out.
Oh, okay.
You didn't even go.
I finished that.
Oh, you did. You finished.
Yeah,
Nice.
twice.
Beautiful.
Twice.
Hmm.
So you did 8 years of university?
I did 4. Well, I did 5. Okay. So that's another wormhole. Wait, what were we talking about?
I'm interested in you. I'm interested
you
in
get
like
into
how did
Paris?
you get
I
into
know,
China?
yes. Okay,
Yeah.
but we're going backwards.
Yeah.
So how did you get into China? I'm a dancer. I really wanted to work for Disney. I love Disney. I'm a Disney nerd. So I flew myself to Dublin. This was after cruise ships. I flew myself to Dublin and was like, yeah, totally can, fly myself to Ireland just for one audition because that's feasible. But this is the entertainment industry.
That's so cool. You did that. You literally.
You
were like.
just said, fuck it, I'm getting on the plane, I'm
Yeah,
going.
for approximately
You spent like,
not even 10 minutes in the audition room because I was cut the first round. So you're like, well,
vacation time it is?
yeah, literally.
I guess I'm gonna check out a pub and like see the ocean. It's really cold.
Cry. I actually did. I went and saw the something hills.
I don't know. There's all sorts of hills there.
Mohan Hill, something like that.
That's
Anyways,
cool.
the cliffs of Mohan, the cliffs of Mohan.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like where the ocean just starts and like the
Cliffs.
big
Yeah.
crazy walls. Yeah. How
Yeah.
big are those? I've never
Is
been.
that the same one from The Princess Bride?
I don't know.
Cliffs of Insanity.
I have no
Nope,
idea.
they were not called Insanity Cliffs.
No, I know, but it's like just basically the water.
More. Cliffs of More.
Are they called
More.
Cliffs of Moher?
More cliffs. I'm pretty sure. M-O-E-R.
How tall
Or
are they?
M-O-H-R.
M-O-O-R?
M-O-H-R, I think, maybe. M-O-H-R.
I don't know.
Anyways, I don't know how tall they are.
I'm gonna Google this.
But so, please do. And maybe what was the other thing we were talking about? Oh, yeah, that
The
thing.
Cliffs of Insanity.
Oh yeah. That.
But yeah, so that was a waste of. It wasn't a waste because.
You got a free trip out of it. Well,
No, it
you
wasn't
didn't-
free, dude. That was my point. I paid all that money for just to
You
be
got
cut.
you got a free audition out of it.
Well, the auditions are always free.
Cliffs of Moher. Moher.
H-E-R.
Yeah, and it says elevation 509 feet. Were they that tall?
They're beautiful. They're huge. And there's like a hiking path that you can go around. It's so cool. You feel like you're in like Game of Thrones or something. It's
Yeah,
really,
I could
it's
see
really
that.
neat.
Yeah, that's. I bet you those have been used
Yeah,
for so
I'm
many.
telling
different-
you, man, that's the
There's
same.
a castle.
I bet. No, those are famous.
That's
There's
the
a
same.
castle.
That's the same one that was used in the movie. The
I bet.
Princess
Many
Bride.
movies.
This is in the movie Princess
Yeah.
Bride for sure.
So,
So-
they were called the Cliffs of Insanity.
They were called the Cliffs of Insanity. In
So
there.
you go to the Cliffs of Insanity, and
Yeah.
you're like, I
I'm
want
like,
to be a Disney princess, and
No,
they're
this
like,
was
no,
after.
you're not
Yeah,
gonna be,
exactly.
and you're like,
I'm like, fine, I
"Okay,
will
I-
walk nature and be depressed.
yeah.
No, yeah. So anyway, but that's the entertainment industry. I mean, you get one job for every like 100 you audition for.
Can you give us a breakdown of what an audition kind of looks like? Like, how does it?
Well,
how does it
different
break
for
down?
every type of job, but like
Do you
mean
still like
for-
have to
some
go through
weird ones?
slates and you have to do your slate and you do a thing and then you still, like what's the process that people?
That's
go through?
usually if you get to like the last round.
So what
yeah,
was the
for
first one?
Disney.
So you was multiple of you?
Oh god, there was like 200 and 300.
No, I mean like they brought you into the audition with like 10 people at a time. Like you don't even audition by yourself. So you go.
No, so the audition. So the audition is with like 300 people. It's an open audition.
Okay.
So then you do one round of. This one was you had to act like, oh gosh, I don't even remember, like some sleepy dwarf, and so it was a combination. So a combination is a dance routine.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to do each 8 count like something different. You had to do it like Sleepy Dwarf, or you had to do it like an evil queen, or you had to do it.
And you had to snap in your brain that fast?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And it's so funny, excuse you, it's so funny that you said that, because it was literally like, my brain cannot.
That's like psychopath behavior. That's like.
Yeah, I couldn't think that fast. Okay, so should we be worried? Should we be concerned that you can do that fast, or?
Yeah, so you had to
Yeah, should we
kind of
be
just go
concerned?
through. You just had to go through 8 of them.
Yeah, and it was so like
gotta,
my
like,
brain was like, I'm not
You need
sure
to have
what's
multiple
happening right now.
personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's fucked.
Yeah.
Like, can you do? Like, I got 2
I'm like,
going.
can I just act like myself? And if you like my own personality,
No,
you can put
because
me in a film.
I'm auditioning for an acting role.
Like for like a in a princess.
Yeah, but like for
Yeah.
me, for instance, the way I would take an acting role is like, I'm like, I'll play myself and then just play different emotions.
No, that's
based
not
on my
acting,
own
dude.
personal-
That's just you.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Hey, you know what? I know this is a weird tangent, but I've always had this thought before. Do actors lose who they are as real people? Because
That's a good question.
hear me out. Do you think Denzel Washington, for example, how many movies has he done? Or even like Leonardo DiCaprio?
What about the guy that
Heath
killed
Ledger?
himself? Yes.
Yeah, that's
Well,
he's right there.
that's right there. The reason,
Yeah.
but whatchamacallit, Jack Nicholson said this is the hardest character because he
He-
usually takes most of the people's lives because they lose their mind by
Yes.
going that deep.
They gotta
into
go that deep
character.
into
How,
psychopath.
so what?
Into
Your
psychopath.
point is very valid. How do you not? How can you go that and not lose, like, you know?
Something snapped.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying even like Leonardo DiCaprio, like he doesn't have any crazy roles, like he's a lunatic
Right.
like that.
Right.
But like he's like Catch Me If You Can, so he's like a criminal one time, and he's not like a psychopathic murderer criminal. He's just
Yeah.
like
Well, but
forging
he also,
checks.
Con
he also
artist.
played. He also played in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, where he played that challenged kid as well. Like, and he played that one like
Yeah.
to a T, bro. Like his first role in that.
Oh my
Have you ever
gosh.
seen that one? What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
And Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of
The
Wall
Wolf of
Street.
Wall
That was
Street.
with Jordan
And-
Belfort. That's a real person.
And Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby.
Like,
Yeah.
they're so different.
Oh,
They're so
yeah.
different, but like yeah, but he would get so deep into it. Like how do you know? I don't know. Let's
And
get
the
him
Reverend.
on the show.
The Reverend.
Yeah, that's crazy. The
Yeah,
Reverend.
Leo. You wanna Leo? You can
Or
I'll
take
text
this.
him. I'll text him later.
Well,
You
you know,
take this
like
seat.
After
like,
the show, though, I'll text
like
him.
sometimes, like you say, it's funny. Like I've heard, who else does this? Johnny Depp does this as well. Because his characters are so fucking off the
Right,
wall,
true,
right?
true, true.
That he doesn't even watch his own films.
I believe
And he
it.
says, I
That's
don't watch
true.
my own films because then he's up there, you know? And I'm like, who the fuck is he? Like, it's like the same thing when like Beyonce's like Sasha comes out, you know? And I'm just
Yeah,
like,
Sasha
he's
Fierce.
up there. And I'm just like, who's he? Who are you tapping into?
Have you
That's
ever
like that-
performed before?
Have I ever?
No, Stevie.
Oh.
Which one?
You've performed something in you snaps a little bit, and like when you like I've done a lot of performances.
have to
Like
let
how many
go.
hundreds of shows?
It's really weird because like you almost have to let go and just go with it. Like you have to commit. And you have to let go and you have to commit with whatever it is that's coming out. So they probably do let go and let something else, their instinct or whatever the fuck it is, come out of them and just go with it and just play it and just
Yeah.
let it go. Because if you start to, because us normally with ourselves, we're much more reserved of who we are because we're just like, we're still playing a character. Like right now you
Yeah.
play a character, you play a character. We just refine our own character.
Yeah.
And how we want other people to see us, how they want us to perceive us. I want to make sure that I'm like a fitness person. So I
Yeah,
do
but and
fitness stuff.
everyone sees us a different way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, but like, do you think those guys lose who they are as people?
Good
Well,
question.
I'm wondering how you can trust an actor
I don't
Maybe
think
because
you
like
could.
they're so
Maybe
good
there's
at
a blog
acting.
about
They're
that.
they're so like
What?
They're
There
so,
might be a blog about that.
There probably is.
like,
We should Google that.
well, I've seen some people who are like do this. Like this is where you start experimenting. If you want to be an actor, this is the weirdest shit that happens because like if you want to be an actor, you start to experiment and see how well it is and see how. Okay, today I'm gonna go out
In front of normal people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they say
Almost
I know
like
people that do
pranking.
that.
like pranking. So like
They
tonight
talk
I'm gonna
with British accents and shit.
tonight I'm gonna go out and fucking pretend to be a doctor and I'm gonna see how long I can hold it up for.
Well, that's like that
And so
Dear
they care-
John dude.
Who's that?
That you don't know that series on Netflix? The
No.
Dear John? So it's a true story.
Okay.
But he he was a con artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like being a con
You're
artist.
a con artist.
No, you're a con artist because you're
but, like,
lying the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
It's
So-
weird.
It is
So
weird.
like it's hard to like trust like be like when
Do
people
I?
are too good of actors.
So how do you know?
I-
You
Even like,
wouldn't.
I have a feeling like I have
Ooh.
I have a pretty good radar. Like when people are like acting in front of me,
right.
I don't trust them.
Yeah.
Like I even like for instance I'll go to Vegas is a prime example. If you ever go to Vegas, the fucking hospitality there is so fucking scripted that I'm just like I'm talking to a fucking robot.
That's scripted though. That's different, man.
Yeah, that's
It's
different
still
than
the same
acting.
thing. It's like I'm talking
No,
to a
I know,
robot.
that's
different
like-
than acting and
that's-
being like trying to be pretending to be something else to like.
You're just talking about fake people.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
a
no,
difference
but-
between acting and fake people.
But it's the same kind of concept where like they're not really being themselves. Like I'm literally
Yeah.
like so
That's
like
not being genuine.
they're like well they're I'm just like they're not them. Like I'm not like when I meet people I'm like I can see
They're not
see
allowed
them.
to be because they're
They're,
employed by
they're
an
who
employer. There's
someone
a-
wants them to be.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
It's
they
different.
act a different way. So like, but that's what I'm saying. It's hard to deal. Almost like, man, I'm like dealing with a robot here. Like
Yeah.
I'm like not even getting.
Hi,
sir.
is
How
anyone
can I help
home?"
you?
Yeah,
Hi,
because
blah,
there's-
blah, blah.
the-
Hi,
no.
welcome, sir. Blah blah. I'm just like, holy smokes! Like you're not even talking to me like a real person.
Although, if I'm no dig here, but like I feel like maybe if that wasn't the case, they'd like the worst case scenario, they'd go back and go, yeah, what can I do for you? Yeah, okay, great, yeah, sure. You know, like
They got a
it's-
restaurant like that in Vegas. It's called Dick's,
I mean,
and just the server's just mean to you.
They
a
just
fair
treat you
name.
like a piece of shit. And then,
but is that supposed to be like that?
It's
Yeah.
a shtick, but like I would like to work there for a day. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Is
Give me
that
my
the place
tips.
where they drop chicken fingers on the floor and
oh
drink
yeah,
whatever you
no,
drink?
that was wild. Like I remember when I was serving stuff. It's hard to eat in a restaurant sometimes, man. Especially when you're just like some of the shit when you're dealing with a server who doesn't give a shit. Just like, did you just seriously do that? You can't do that.
Great.
Yeah, great. You're like, I don't
Great.
ever want to eat. It doesn't happen all the time.
No, that rarely happens.
It rarely happens.
Yeah, that doesn't.
But it
happen
happens.
very
You get
often.
an irate server who's pissed and just doesn't care.
Great. I'm always the one that's like, excuse me.
Yeah, they don't like that. They go in the back and talk about you.
I know.
Like, table 44.
I was one.
Yeah. So you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But sometimes being one then makes your like expectations almost like your preset is higher, you know? Or
Yeah.
your default.
Yeah.
Your
Oh, yeah.
default expectations are higher because you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. But then you can't even get mad because you're
I
like, yeah,
know.
this person sucks.
Yeah.
So like, just whatever.
true.
they
Yeah,
just
I've like
suck.
when you're sitting there, I'm just like they're not even asking for waters or like they
Or,
don't come
like-
down to check up, like to do the follow up check. I'm
Right?
Like,
No
they didn't even
circular
check they did no
service.
circular service. I'm just like, what is this person doing?
You gotta.
Yeah.
It depends though. Like it depends if you go into a restaurant. It depends how you present yourself. Because if you present yourself as an authority with having like a decent amount of money, you'll get better treatment.
It's true. This is the whole acting thing.
What? I have
gotta
to pretend that I have a lot
You
of
could.
money.
You could full
The
on.
funny thing is
Yeah.
that I'm the one that, because I served in the industry, like I'm the one that leaves a bigger tip, but I don't like
Right?
to dress up. But I don't like to
I-
dress up in like suits and stuff like that. So I
Amen.
get treated like I'm
Amen.
like I get overlooked and treated like a bum because of like
That's just human
'cause I-
nature, though.
I like
Yeah,
to
but
wear
I will
like
tip
to wear
bigger, too.
joggers and like
Yeah, but do you ever like? But then you're harder on the tip. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah, if
If
they
it's
don't work
good,
for it,
oh,
I don't
you'll
give
be-
them anything.
no, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
yo man, you were just a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
if
you don't
you're
get shit. Hey, I'll
good-
still give them 10% because I'll feel
whereas
bad.
10%.
Yeah, 10%.
That's not a good tip, man.
No,
That's
but
like-
that's if you're
It's like
like,
a slap in
if
the
I'm
face
pissed
tip.
off at them.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I said. If I'm pissed off,
Yeah.
I'm still like if I really pissed off, like you don't leave them anything, but then they get really like,
Oh, you
like
know
I'm
what?
the asshole.
I feel like we don't need to put on the table, and we can leave it there if you want. But there is one thing. I feel like there needs to be like a cheat sheet for people that haven't been in the food industry or the serving industry. You know, just to like, here's a little bit of a tidbit of information. Gift cards.
You got to tip
You got to tip on
on
that.
the total,
You
not
gotta
on what's
tip
left
on the
over.
total amount. You can't tip on the $10 that was left over after the gift card.
You're like, thanks for the $1.50, guys. No.
Oh, your
like-
$100 bill, and
And they probably don't mean to,
They
but
don't.
it's just like it's not something you think about because you just hit percentage, or,
or if like
you've already.
or if the manager comps your meal, you still got to leave a tip for them. For
Well,
the
because
server.
we have to pay. Oh,
Yeah, no, you're.
we
okay.
have to pay the percentage to the house and that on
so
top
now
on
you're-
your comped
so
meal.
you're now
So
paying
we're paying for
for you to eat there.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
feel like there needs to be like a mini little cheat
They should
sheet.
actually like. Have you ever heard about this where like they actually put like a pile of dollar bills on the table?
No.
And they say every time you make a mistake,
Yeah.
and just take one away and stress the waitress out like crazy.
That's kind of like a funny asshole thing to do, but like I would do that to a girl or a guy or whatever.
I would be
but I'd
so
give them all the
pissed.
money double.
Okay,
like
yeah.
I'd be like, I'm just kidding. Here's this, and then pull
Yeah,
out
but
more.
the stress-
I'd love just to tip a server like 10 grand, like something like that. Like
If you could.
I know that's a crazy thing. Like not crazy, but like it'd feel so good to do that. Like it'd
Yeah.
just make their day. Maybe
That's
not
true.
10 grand because we'll
Might,
probably
it might make their year.
yeah something.
Decade.
But like I like giving big tips.
Yeah.
It feels good to know that
It's
you
true.
help someone out.
Yep, it's true.
Yeah.
And
but-
then to know that they're appreciated, you know.
Exactly. 100%. A lot of people don't say please. A lot of people don't say thank you. It's
Yeah.
weird.
So now you got your first audition where you actually got the job.
Well, yeah, actually, that wasn't. I went and auditioned for Tokyo Disney.
So how many of these did you do before you?
3.
You did. So you got kicked out of Dublin.
I got kicked out of Dublin,
You got
like
kicked out of
hard, first round.
You know what? It's probably because you look too Irish, and they're just like.
Although on ships, so I have a funny mushed up accent apparently, because I worked on ships for however many years, and so you work with a bunch of different people from different worlds. Different worlds?
No, different worlds. I understand. Different places.
Different
in the world.
countries?
Yeah.
It's kind of like sweaty sex or sexy sweat. Or what did I say?
Sexy
Yeah.
sweat.
That-
Sweaty sexy.
That sweat was sexy. I forgot what I
Yeah,
said.
sweaty
Anyways, it was the
sexy.
sexiest sweat. Oh yeah, sexy. Yeah. Same
Right.
thing. Yeah.
So
different
then
worlds.
you start absorbing their accents and their lingo and their
Well, we mimic whoever we like.
Right.
So when you find
or
someone you
even
like,
just
you mimic
whoever
them.
you're around.
Well, if you like them. If you don't like them, you don't
I
mimic
guess
them.
so. But anyway, so passengers would be like, "So where are you from? Are you from Ireland? Scotland? No.
They couldn't
Are you
tell.
no idea.
Yeah.
I'm like, definitely just Canadian. They're like, "Oh, you don't sound Canadian." I'm like, I think it's probably settled
gone
down a
now.
bit.
Not out a bit.
Yeah, but anyway, so 3. So got kicked out of Dublin. Then
Get out of here. We're not worthy enough
I've
for
actually been deported from Brazil.
this. You got deported from Brazil?
Okay, not quite, but it sounds,
Okay, we're coming
it
back to that.
sounds
We're
better
gonna come back to
when
that
you
story.
say
I
it
gotta
like
take notes here. I'm writing down notes. We got a lot of things we gotta
We
come
gotta go
back
to
to.
university. We
We
gotta
might
go
have to
the
do
deportation.
episode 26.20
That's
or
fine.
something.
Fuck
Might
it.
have to be a two-parter.
I like you. It's good.
Okay, so you got kicked.
Right.
So now we went to Tokyo.
But then I'm like, shoot.
Did you go
though.
directly to Tokyo
No,
or did you come back
no,
home?
we took a break. We took a breather.
How long?
That's a good question.
Like how long did you have to
I know.
endure that pain?
I don't remember. Gosh.
And was it painful? Like being kicked out that quickly? Where you're like, this is hard.
Yeah, dude, I just flew there for that.
Yeah.
So I paid all that money just for and then I decided to stay in a hostel because I'm like, well, this is costing me money.
Did
so
you see any weird sex? Because I saw some shit. I need someone with me on this because I'm traumatized.
Confirm what I've
someone
never-
stole my flip flop, just one of them.
Yeah.
Just one.
Assholes.
And
And
sure it
then
didn't just slide under the bed?
no, trust
No,
me. I
people go
flipped
through your laundry and
mattresses.
shit. They do that, yeah.
Yeah,
They
but
just take one?
They apparently didn't want the other, or maybe they couldn't see the
They
other
couldn't
one,
find the
or
other one.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
they'll
man.
do that to you, yeah.
Anyway, so okay, I don't remember how long it was. It was it wasn't too long. It's September, so.
But you were crushed.
No, actually, it was June. I went in June to Dublin. September was Tokyo.
Okay.
In LA.
So June, July, August, September. So 3 months.
months.
So it took you 3 months to bounce back
Oh gosh, I was probably bounced back on
after you saw
plane
the
ride
walls of
home.
insanity.
Yeah, cliffs.
Were you at the top of the cliffs or the bottom of the cliffs?
Both. You start at the top and you go through.
I'm just thinking after you get rejected.
Oh,
I'm like,
right?
the
Did I
last thing
jump?
You want to do.
Start from the bottom, yeah.
Whee!
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a wee situation.
No, it's just like you're like, oh. Okay, so you,
so
Holy shit, I bet you there's people that have weed themselves off those cliffs.
well, they're not here to complain. So.
Well, their poor families are going to
families
listen to
might
this
be.
and be like,
not ThoughtXchange endorsed.
No,
yeah, this
is hypothetical.
holy shit, man.
Wow,
Wow,
yes.
okay, yeah, keep going.
So yeah, LA. Actually, I did 2 auditions there because they did 2 days back to back. Tokyo did. They did character performers, and then they did
Dance performance.
dancers. Yeah. So I did both, and then I did make it to the last round. Well, I guess I should say the second last round of the character performer, which was really cool. And that's where you do like the slates and stuff. Like after you sift through the 300 people and you're like.
You made it through the second one and they called your name.
I made it through like round 4.
Wow, that's wild. And they hit the little thing, Jordan Gibbins, take 5.
They don't have one of those things.
Oh, they didn't? Okay.
They have a little iPad though that, traces your face and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, if you've been to the audition, it's an open audition, so.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so this is in Tokyo now.
No, this is for Tokyo Disney, but this was in LA.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah. I stayed on someone's couch, Airbnb. I stayed on a dude's couch.
They Airbnb'd their couch.
People do that, yeah. Just couch surfer. Was it Airbnb or couch surfer?
It was Airbnb.
Yeah, they'll do that.
It
People
was
do
great.
that.
It was right by.
How much did he charge you to sleep on his couch? $10?
I don't remember. I
20
think
bucks?
it was like 35 US.
35 a night, yeah, 50.
$35 to sleep on a couch? Was at least a pull-out couch?
No, it was like this, a leather one, probably pleather.
And some dude's like, yo, man, you just come on in.
He was actually really nice, but I mean, now that you think about it, like that's probably a little sketchy.
It's a little sketchy. It'd be like, yeah, come on.
What's the difference
Do
between...
you want a drink? You want me to get you a drink? How about I get you
Luckily,
a drink?
he was
And then let me
nice.
sit with you. He probably tried to
No, he didn't. He didn't.
He never flirted with you the whole time?
No.
Not once?
Actually, he might have been gay.
Those are gay. A lot of gay dudes do the Airbnb. When I was doing my thing, everyone thought I was gay the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because like, what straight guy just...
It's really organized.
Who's really organized and just does... it's just not like that. Like
Amen to that.
Yeah, dude. Like the people would come into the unit and like I'd clean the whole thing. Like I got lit up one time because like I missed like a little drop of pee on the side of the thing. Guy lit me up, but like the money comes from the reviews, right?
True.
Anyways, every time people would come in, they're just like, I thought you were gay this entire time. I'm like, oh, man, okay, yeah, no, fine, yeah. It's just I'm just really clean because I'm trying to give you a good experience. Doesn't mean I like dudes. Give me a 5-star.
Yeah,
man.
but yeah.
Fuck.
The guys.
Just
Every
give
time.
me a 5-star.
And then like girls would show up all the time. There's like so many women that would show up and they're like, oh yeah, we felt comfortable just because we just thought you were gay. And I was like, wild. That's weird. That's like a hidden little
because you're a
underworld.
rarity.
I guess. I don't know.
What does that mean, a rarity?
You're rare.
Like an
No,
organized...
I know, but like, what about him is rare?
You said
that
he's
he's organized?
Clean, organized. I don't know.
I think that is a rarity between guys. If we tried to, me and Steve live together, if we tried to Airbnb our place right now, it'd be like a -50 rating.
Oh,
we have a
shoot.
really nice place.
So
but
how
like
did-
people are like,
So you were
everything is
only
made
with.
perfect.
So you were only, like you only did that for your Airbnb. Like you're not like that at home then.
No, because that
well,
like
so then you're not a rarity.
that'll drive you insane.
Well, it's still organized. It's still clean.
It's still
Oh,
organized,
good.
but it's
It's
not
just
like
not
it's
like-
not like this. It's not like, oh fuck, I gotta clean this.
Yeah.
See, like I would wipe the shit out of this.
Oh,
right
like,
now. That's not
make-
Airbnb clean.
Like
True,
you
yeah.
gotta like set it up for like
I
if
hear
someone is coming over and staying,
Yeah.
I'll like get fresh sheets, fresh shit. Like I don't want. For me, I'm like for myself. I'm like
Yeah,
I'm like the
different-
sheets can be 3 or 4 days
different
old,
levels,
5 days,
different-
maybe a couple weeks.
Months.
Jeez, yeah. That's what that smell is, man.
Get
Damn
outta here.
sheets, man.
Get out of here.
Ew.
Those freaking
Ew.
Chilean sheets, man.
Oh,
Smells like
okay.
chili peppers down there.
Oh,
He's
okay.
lying.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm
Too
joking.
Too
joking,
much.
he's
Yeah,
joking,
I have
he's
like a
joking.
visual. It's just
No, he makes his bed every morning, actually.
good.
Yeah, I know. Good little Christian boy. He does it.
And you don't know Veggietales.
I just became Christian.
Oh right.
Like-
It was that day.
Yeah.
It was the day
Oh
you
yeah.
forgot.
So the day I got baptized was the day I was actually doing a photo shoot with her, and I literally like got invited out for lunch afterwards, and I went.
Can we just say booked like quite a while in advance?
And I totally like.
Quite a
You
while.
bailed on Jordan Gibbons.
I completely forgot. I didn't know. I came. I
Okay,
showed up,
so
but I was just like.
learned how to. I took an RV course, a trailer course. I drove a truck and a
With a
trailer
hitch, yeah.
downtown Edmonton with 4 princesses and myself, and I parked in the.
Yeah, because
whatever-
we were taking pictures of all
the
the princesses
in-park.
here. So the princesses were all here with all their dresses.
The in park
They were
over
all
there.
fancy,
I'm
all
taking
done
up the entire like 20 stalls because
Yeah.
I've got a trailer attached
And
to me.
everyone's like looking at all
And
these
so I'm like,
princesses.
I'm here, Steve. He's like,
Steve's like, oh.
he's like, oh, can we maybe reschedule? I'm like,
no.
nope, because everything is here. I am paying these people, and we just spent, I don't know, 4 hours
And I'm
getting ready.
Yeah,
So
screw you,
no,
get down
Steve.
there.
I'm just like, I'm coming. I'm just gonna be a little late.
But then you told me what it was when you got here, and I was like, oh, now I kind of feel bad.
Well, no,
'Cause
I
that's
went-
important. But I was like, but I did.
No, it wasn't that I was telling you that to make you feel bad. It was like it was giving you my
No,
reason why I
I know.
forgot.
I know.
Like, because I literally forgot because I was so excited afterwards. They're like, let's go
Yeah,
get something
but
to
See,
And
then
I'm
I
like,
felt
okay.
bad because I was like, you should be able to go
And
celebrate.
I'm like, okay, let's go get
But I was
something
like,
to
I
eat.
can't. We have to do this now.
I had fun. I actually really enjoyed it. When I came out, I was like,
I bet you
we
it was
got,
unique, wasn't
It
it?
was super unique. We it was got some really nice photos out of the deal. It was pretty cool.
I guess it worked, hey?
It worked.
Okay,
It was
so you're now in LA. You've gone through 4 or 5 auditions.
Rounds,
and
yeah.
Rounds, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to
so-
wait for each round? Like, do they wait, or do they call you back another day?
No, they call you then.
So, like, you're literally like, okay, wait. So it's like a full day event.
It's like dance or act. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cut. I'm gonna keep number 1, 2, 3, 26, 5,
And
whatever.
so someone comes out, and then
Bye.
like an assistant director
Everyone
comes
else.
out and says, okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 15, can you all stay? Everyone else,
Yep.
thank you for coming out. Have a wonderful day.
So do you, when you're in that, I've done auditions before. When you're in the room with that big, like the big group of people,
Yeah.
do you just look around and you're like,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not making it. Yeah, you're not making it. Yeah, you're not gonna.
Or
make
just
it.
like or
Like, the fuck
not
you
that, but
doing
you
here?
just like compare yourself to them, right?
You do, hey?
I mean, it's just human nature.
It's a
You
weird
try
little
not
place to be in.
Yeah, because
All
you're
those
you're
people,
being
they're all like,
judged.
well, an
You're literally-
audition.
everyone's
you're
judging
literally
each other.
being
literally-
judged on you.
Yeah, you're being judged on everything, and you don't
Like
know what they want.
mostly the way you
That's
look.
the weirdest thing is you have no idea what they're looking for.
No idea, and
So
it
you're-
is how you look.
And you're just like, yeah, okay, so like, but you,
can't
but
change
you
that.
but you could look like Quasimodo, and that's what they're looking for.
Well, exactly.
You don't know what they're looking for.
Exactly.
And
So
the
that's
thing
why
is,
it's judged on how you look.
You know what the weirdest thing is?
Like,
Now
straight
that
up.
I've been on the other side of the coin, we don't fucking know what we're looking for either. We have no idea. We're just hoping that when they show up, we're
It's
just
them.
like,
That's
that's
the
the one. You know, everybody knows that. Like they
True.
don't know, so you just have to show up and basically.
Yeah, and they're
be
all
like,
looking and they're like, yo, you see 25 over there? Yeah, that's it.
That's
like
the
they're
one.
like, that's the one.
That's the
That one
one.
can play the
I
part.
think that one can do it. Look
That's
at look
not
at
like
her
we're-
eyes are a little far apart. Like that's it. That's
Like,
the one
it's
we're
like-
looking.
it's
You like do they talk like that, right?
Yeah, that's totally true.
Yeah, I've been on the other side of the coin. I'm curious
Yeah.
to see like if I ever went, because like the scariest thing, like when you go on audition, like you're literally your heart's in your throat.
Yeah.
And you're like, you don't know what to think. You're like, your
It's not
brain's
really
going
that
out.
fun. I
and
don't
you
know why we
can't-
do it, man.
It's not. It's super high. I'm wondering how I would actually be nowadays. Just because the reason why I never really did well as an actor is because whenever the camera's on, I'm like, what is it looking at? What does it see? Like that's how I
Yeah.
ended up behind the camera because I was so, I wanted to see what it actually, how I was
Curious.
coming across on camera. Now I direct people. I'm just like, yo, I'm like, stop fucking acting. Just read the lines. You know, like, I'm like,
Can you just stop being terrible? That
yeah,
would be
just
great.
stop being
Thank you.
terrible. But I'm like, I'm pretty good at like helping people get through and
Yeah.
how to deliver
you are.
certain things, and like I can deliver them the way that they're supposed to be delivered. and
Yep.
So I'm wondering now, after like being in it for so long and directing people for so long, if I could go back in front of the camera
Well, you probably would definitely have a different perspective.
and different perspective on it. The only thing is I'm not the young, handsome 24-year-old that I used to be with the long,
Hey.
flowy
Yeah,
hair.
but you know what? They might not be looking for that. They might be looking for.
They might be looking for the
He was
guy.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. That's Russ. No, they might not want the young handsome guy. They might want your look now.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we need some. What's his name? Bruce Willis's.
Right? A couple Bruce Willis, maybe.
Yeah, you're the Bruce Willis. Look, you got it going. So, well, not really Bruce Willis, but
I was just trying to be nice.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, Stevie, you're a good guy, man. You have a good heart, Stevie. We'll keep you behind the camera.
Anyway, failed at the Tokyo one.
Yeah.
Didn't work. So actually, I was in South Africa. Okay, so kind of a sidetrack here. I was the first person at the Disneyland Paris audition. I was the first person. So I sat in the parking lot and just just waited. The second girl that came so we just started chatting. She was from Edmonton. I was like,
Okay.
okay, this is weird. She also only flew here for the audition. I was like, I don't feel so crazy.
Wild.
Yay, there's someone else as crazy
This
as
is
I
in
am.
Paris or where?
Yeah, sorry, Dublin. This was for
Did
Disneyland
you
Paris.
connect with her? Because it's obviously, like, I meant, like, you guys are still connected today?
Yeah, she is working in Tokyo.
Wild.
Nice.
Yeah, but this is why I said that, because so then she didn't go to the Tokyo audition with me. So then this is fast forward May 2017, and I'm in South Africa, and she posts on her Facebook, status, whatever, like, I'm going to the Shanghai Disneyland audition in Toronto, such and such date. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to go. So I was in South Africa that minute. I just messaged her. I was
Why
like,
were
"Can
you
I
in
come
South
with
Africa though?
you?" Because that's where my boyfriend's from.
Oh,
I was
okay.
visiting him.
Okay.
Okay. See, tangent. Right. So then I messaged her. I was like, "I want to come with you," and she's like, "Yeah, I can do it. Like I'm on this red-eye flight." So literally, I booked it that minute. It was a red-eye, so we flew at midnight, landed at like 5:30 in the morning, got ready in the airport bathroom. Went to the audition.
I like this. This is like you're
This is
actually
real
a lot of
life.
people would have crumpled at that. They would have been like, nah, you do it. Whatever, it's a red eye. This is cool. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's cute though, right? There's the two of us like getting ready in this bathroom, and people are trying to wash their hands around us.
I wouldn't say cute. That's badass. You're
Right.
making it happen.
But it's
Yeah,
just,
no, but
it's-
it was just.
it's
different.
ridiculous.
It's just different. Like they're all dressed up for an audition.
I know.
not
I think
yet.
that's cool.
Not yet. We're in like sweatpants, and our hair ponytail is like up here, and people are trying to. "Okay, what are you guys doing? Like, can I wash my hands, please?" We're like, yeah, no worries. Just move over. Anyway, so got ready in the airport bathroom. Went to the audition. It ended a couple hours later. She unfortunately didn't make it through that round, and then so I made it through to the end on that one.
Like
and she waited for me.
got in.
Well, you don't know. You make it to the end. So with auditions, just because you make it to the end doesn't mean you book the job, right? So you make it to the end, and then you're put on a list.
And then they call you.
They might not contact you.
Okay,
They
yeah.
say, okay, perfect, thank you. We have now
Yeah,
a list
we have
of
all
people
your
that-
contact information.
Oh, how
Well,
annoying is that?
We'll call you. We'll call you when the
It's
job
shitty.
opens up.
It's so shitty.
I know it's
and
way
that
better
has
than
happened
a-
to me with cruise ships. That's happened to me with Universal Studios Japan. It's happened. It's so frustrating because then you're kind of like in limbo for the next however many. So then I made it to the end. Was like, yay, but didn't hear anything. So, but bless her heart, she waited for me because we had a flight like at 6 p.m. So then May, June, actually that might have been April. So May, June, July, I got a call. So no joke, I had just got back from the States and my phone was off in the States. Like you can't, like, because I didn't want to pay that.
Oh yeah, the roaming and get
Right?
screwed on it.
No.
Yeah.
So get back, probably 30 minutes after I arrive home, I get this phone call and it says China on it. And I accidentally answered it.
Because you didn't want to answer it because you thought it was bogus, but you're like,
I
oh
thought it-
shit, fuck, I answered.
Yeah,
Hey, hello, it's
no,
Jordan
I didn't
here.
even. I
Oh.
was like, oh shit. So I hung up on them.
Oh no.
Because I accidentally answered.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, because it's China. I'm like, oh, that's a telemarketer.
Yeah.
I don't. They call back again. I'm like, I'm not answering this. They're just gonna like. Now they have. So I run upstairs and I was like, guys, like I answered this phone call.
And now they're
they
keeping-
have my number. Now they're gonna
Yeah.
keep calling me. Luckily, the casting director left a message and was like, this is Dave from Shanghai Disneyland Resort. And I nearly peed my pants. Like, absolutely.
It's like, oh fuck.
Yep. And actually, okay, so fast forward, when I was talking to him, he's like, you know what, that happens to me more than often because people think, more often than
People
not.
think it's a telemarketer.
Yeah, because it's just a Chinese number calling.
That's
So
wild.
it's a funny story, but I literally, I was
Ecstatic.
bouncing off the walls because it was done. Like I was like, okay, well, I didn't get that job. How many months was that? Like just in a random 30 minutes when I got into cell range, and he's like, you have 24 hours to make the decision. And I was like, I have 24 hours to make a decision if I'm
That's
moving
gonna-
to China for the next 13 months of my life. And it was like,
I'm like,
so,
You're like, yeah.
so
Just,
but the thing
I'm
is,
like, that's like the Ellen call that we were talking about. Like when Ellen calls you and says,
Right?
When Ellen calls you, you'd be like, what are you doing
Oh.
in next night? We need you to come down here tomorrow.
yeah, but here's the loophole. My boyfriend from South Africa had just, not yet actually, was moving to Canada
For you.
September, well, for his career, for
Okay,
his
yeah,
life.
understandable.
For-
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I might have been like
You're a
side
bonus.
plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and my girlfriend's here. Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all working out for me.
Yeah.
You know, I got a good job.
What a great
I got
guy.
a good job. I got a
Yeah.
good
He's
stuff,
slow.
and I got a good
Yeah.
girlfriend that I didn't even meet in Canada.
Yeah,
Like, in Canada, she
shoot.
lives there too.
We're
this
all
is crazy.
Canadian,
This is
is
awesome.
that?
Everyone's it's working for me, and then and then
Hey,
God,
boyfriend,
and then God goes,
I'm going to China.
yeah, we're gonna send her away for a little bit.
God damn it. Oh man. So, because it was, so the date, he was like, so contract starts October 7th. So this was exactly 2 months. I got called August 7th. He arrives September 23rd. And now I have to leave October 7th if I accept it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you get a week together.
casual.
Quick
Is
week,
he coming?
yeah.
Is he coming here he came to Edmonton or?
Okay, but that's a different story. I was just
No. I mean, by coming to Canada for his career, was it in Edmonton or was it a different?
McLennan. Anyone know where McLennan is?
Where
Yeah,
the hell
no,
is
probably
McLennan?
not because
McLennan?
it's 700 people.
Why would he choose South Africa?
No,
as
you
a-
Like a
can't.
farmer?
You can't. No, he's a doctor.
Oh, okay.
So
He's
when
a
you
doc-
come in,
Oh, he's
the
killing it in McLennan.
He's killing it. He's the only doctor in McLennan.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's got the people.
Pretty much.
Yeah, everyone
but
knows
the
that.
average age demographic is 75 years old.
They need a doctor.
They need a doctor.
They need a doctor.
So-
the guy's killing it.
I'm
He's
gonna go
making it
down to McLennan and hurt myself on purpose so you can see a young guy for once.
He would.
He'd be so
he
happy.
Would be
He'd
so
He'd be like,
happy.
yo, man, what are you? I was just coming through McLennan.
Just
He
coming
would
through
be-
McLennan and play
You know
basketball,
what?
hold
If you
my
could,
ankle.
like, if you could maybe like stab a tree piece inside you or make it a little bit fun for him.
I would,
Just
yeah.
fall out of a tree or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll eat shit
or like
on
if
my
your
bike or
bone was
something.
sticking out of your leg.
You make it exciting for him.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah.
as long as it's not a cough, cold, flu, or I
Some
need
weird-
I need a note for something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
My nose is sniffly, and I need as long as it's not something like that, like he just make it interesting for him.
I
Which
could definitely
province
help
is
him
this
out.
in?
Alberta.
Oh
between-
geez, I've never
it's-
heard this.
This is in Alberta?
It's between
How far?
High River.
I don't
no,
know where that is.
Jokes, not High River. That's further north. High Prairie, Peace River, Grand Prairie, McLennan. Little dot.
Holy smokes, man. Like, that's like...
It's a little dot. Although it is the sign when you drive in, it says McLennan, bird capital of Canada.
It's the bird capital?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, is it?
think
I love
so.
birds.
Oh, I hate
Yeah,
birds.
it's okay. Yeah, we don't need to go down there. So you're in China now. You made the decision.
Well, I was like 24 hours. Like, holy moly, that's a.
Did you at least call him and ask him and tell him
Well,
what
of
was
course.
up? Yeah.
I mean,
Be like, hey, I know you're moving down to Canada and stuff, and I'm really...
I
how
know
do you
you're-
bring that conversation
I know
up?
you're like moving across the world and stuff, and
I'm going to China.
I'm actually gonna go the other way.
Sorry, bud.
I want to see how much you love me.
It was oh yeah, because the previous 2.5 years of being that wasn't enough. Yeah, oopsies.
Jeez, that's
Sorry.
wild. So you ended up. So then, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What then happened?
So then I was like, you know what? This is literally what I wanted. This is what I've been wanting. How, if
It's your
I say
dream.
no,
It'll
then
haunt you.
I'll just resent it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And we'll just it'll.
You'd
be
resent him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was completely supportive, 100% supportive. Never once did he say, please don't.
You give up 1 year just to spend the rest of your life
I know,
together, it's
yeah.
fine. It's no big deal.
But yeah. But yeah, so I went, decided to go, and I was like, well, you know what? Let's just go see how it is.
If it sucks, I quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I hate it.
And then I'll
So
just
it's
leave.
okay. I don't have to. I can quit. It's fine. Actually, I had flights booked.
You're
in-
telling him that,
They
baby,
don't
I'm
know
going to
this.
go down there. I'm going to hate it. It's going to suck. Don't worry. I'll probably be back in a month.
Well, I
Yeah.
had flights booked.
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, in March. So technically that was 5 months.
Yeah.
What is that, Tic Tac?
Yeah, they're Tic Tacs if you want them.
I haven't
They're
had
good
this
at
since I was in
addicting.
grade 6. That's cute.
Yeah.
So you ended up in China. How was that experience?
Oh my god, so good.
Yeah, what's it like working on a resort?
Well, I
Like-
worked on in the park, but
Yeah.
we lived in apartments
Like off-site or
yeah.
on-site?
No, off-site.
So they spoke
Which was
English on the
amazing.
resorts?
No.
Do they what?
So were you pretty isolated, or was there anyone you could talk to at them?
So they hired. There were a few American people on I wouldn't say executive team, but executive. The executive director of entertainment was actually he was British. So they hired a few, maybe 5.
Translators.
Not even translators. Okay, so the people that worked higher up, that were Chinese, did pretty much speak both languages. But it's the people that working in the park.
All Chinese
Don't speak
speak
English.
English at all. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So do you just not communicate with any of the guests? You just basically stay English or don't say anything?
Well, we weren't really allowed to speak Chinese to them, and I was like,
Because it's not
that's
part
the
of the.
stupidest rule I've ever heard in my entire life. That's not magical. They're coming to meet you, and they're so excited, and they're like, I no longer understand what you're saying, and now I'm terrified. You know what I'm saying? That's terrifying.
Do
So
they-
I broke that rule, and I spoke Chinese to them.
Do they?
My
Well, it's
manager-
wild. It's wild. These characters. No. It's just blowing my mind because I'm thinking Stan Lee right now, and I'm thinking of him making his characters.
Yeah.
Those are those are trademarked. Those are this. Those are that. Those are worth like some of them hundreds of millions of dollars.
Like
Yeah.
Stan Lee's characters.
Like Stan Lee's characters. Like you can buy. Like if we were to put a big thing of Spider-Man up here,
You
running
can't.
around, we'd get sued and all sorts of stuff, right? Like you can't do shit like that. Yeah. So it's just crazy how
An idea.
yeah, an idea
An
just
idea?
written down and is
Yeah.
worth sort of, but I see how they want to put that brand in a box, and if you break out of that brand, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
yo, you can't do that because that's not what we created.
Yes, but in the same breath, so there was the Frozen show.
Yeah.
A TV show or
No, the Frozen theater show, production
Okay,
show
the production.
in Shanghai Disneyland Resort. So Elsa and Anna and Kristoff and Olaf and they were all in the show.
They were all there.
The show was in Mandarin. So
Weird.
Elsa and Anna spoke Mandarin in the show.
That's wild.
Yeah. So why can't Belle speak Mandarin?
I don't know.
I'm
Does
just
that
saying.
fit the does that fit like does Disney have a universe like the way like Marvel universe is and DC universe is?
Well,
There's a
Marvel
Disney
is
universe?
now Disney.
That's wild. Can they now cross?
Well, they do now
Jeez, I'm not
because they own. Well,
They don't really, but the people
No,
are getting
you're right.
pissed off because they're ruining the stories because they're making them a little bit more. They're deviating, like they're doing the individual stories, but they're deviating from the actual comic book stories in Marvel. So people
in
like
Marvel.
like
Yeah, there's
people who are
comic book nerds that are like,
So
"Eh, this
there's like,
person
what the
didn't-"
fuck? They just changed his character. He would never do that.
yeah,
you know,
but
like,
that's the same thing about like when you take a book and turn it into a movie. It's never the same.
Well, because you can't.
It's impossible.
The book you can elaborate on so many different actual attributes that
Yeah.
you can't naturally
A pic-
show everything in film, or else your film would be 8 hours long, 10 hours long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone's
that's true.
imagination is a lot.
Yeah.
You can say 2 words in a book, and someone's imagination will get it, and they'll create that in their head.
Yeah.
In video, you have to show it, which means that you have to build those costumes. You have to do this. You have to do that. Like, there's like way more involved, and that's why the books and the movies are completely different.
So
Yeah.
then you have these characters speaking Mandarin. Are there people that are like, how the hell is these Disney characters able to speak Mandarin?
Well,
They're
they learned them when they visited China. They
That's
just,
what we tell them.
sure. Why
Okay.
not?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, I learned it.
Well, when
why
you go
couldn't
to
Elsa
China,
learn
why
it?
wouldn't you learn Mandarin?
Yeah,
if
so
you were there?
I learned Mandarin. How
Why
come Elsa
couldn't
couldn't
these
learn it?
Okay, are we
Why
talking?
couldn't-
Are we talking about the real life people or the characters?
No, the characters.
The characters.
Sure. Like if I go to visit China,
Yeah.
I can learn language. So if Elsa goes and visits China, how come she can't learn language?
I guess, yeah.
You
I'm
know?
trying to piece the logic together for
Totally.
the business side of it. Like I'm trying to
Right.
Why they would restrict Elsa from speaking Mandarin? Maybe they just
didn't.
don't trust Elsa's.
No, they didn't. Elsa spoke Mandarin full on.
Yeah, but you weren't. Or
Elsa spoke
yeah,
Mandarin.
Elsa spoke. Okay, there you go. My apologies. Okay, yeah.
Elsa- Yeah, so Elsa spoke Mandarin in the Frozen show.
Wow.
But the princesses, when you met the guests, meet
Out and
greets,
about, they
they weren't able to speak
at
Mandarin.
all. They weren't actually able to speak at all.
They weren't allowed to.
They just
weren't
restricted their-
able to.
They restricted.
Weird. I wonder why that was.
Yeah,
Is it
we
because-
never could figure it out.
Is that because?
We could never figure it out. But sometimes Sleeping Beauty broke the rule.
Maybe they don't want like someone from the
Yeah, but
from the.
she's pretty badass though.
Sleeping Beauty, yeah. But like when you have this cute little kid going to meet their favorite princess,
And you can't
Snow White,
communicate.
Snow White is their favorite. You know why? Because it was the first Disney film that was allowed in China. So only Disney was only just allowed in China.
Yeah.
Just.
Like China just allowed them to come.
Frozen. I think Frozen was the first one after Snow White.
As soon as they opened up the crack, then Disney just goes, "We're coming."
Exactly.
I just don't
They
think
just busted in and
With
they
a
just-
whole
with a-
Disney
with
park.
A whole park.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I don't think China wants that Western influence from.
Well, they're getting it.
Wild. That's a wild. Yeah. That's probably why they don't want. Maybe that's why they don't want them
you can't-
communicating with each
Maybe
other.
that's why they don't want the princesses talking to the kids directly, because they don't know what they're gonna say. That's
China's
probably
like
what
that.
it is.
They're
China's like they're like
I mean, that's probably true.
That's probably what it is, because
Um,
they don't want
Western influence
want
like
West-
that direct, because those kids
So
look
it-
up to the princesses.
Yep, that's true.
And what happens if the princess starts talking to them in
and
like?
saying, giving them
Yeah.
all these dreams and aspirations
true.
that they can actually build up to be.
Hey, that's a conspiracy theory right
so
there.
it's possible because
Conspiracy theories are possible, aren't they?
No, they are. People fucking.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So that it's
Like, what
it's
do you
a
mean
definitely
conspiracy is possible? They happen every day. Like
Exactly.
corporations have fucking board meetings. You don't think people who like want like bigger aspirations also have board meetings and like plans and organizations? Of course they do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
that's a valid point.
I think that's a doable thing.
That's probably why though.
Yeah, it's
That's probably
valid.
why they didn't want the princesses
Yeah, well,
talking to them.
speaking of all that stuff, I mean, like living in China with the internet or lack thereof.
They blocked that stuff though.
Gosh, I know I lived there.
Yeah.
So I couldn't have my Gmail. I couldn't have, because
No, no.
anything Google owned, as well as like, Facebook and Instagram
You
and
had Yoku though, right? Is that what it's called? Yoku?
that might be Japanese.
KU? No, I don't know. There's like these Chinese YouTube channels.
Oh, okay. China has everything that we have, but their versions.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But they also have Instagram. Like they can easily download a VPN and download Instagram.
Yeah. Do you get in trouble for that in China?
Oh yeah.
Like if they find out you have an Instagram phone?
Yeah. So I think if you're local, if you're us, not so much.
Not so much.
But
if you're-
they could with them.
Yeah.
They'd probably kick you out.
Your mic is dead.
Oh, here, thank you.
Oh, we've been talking that long, hey?
Dude probably just died. They can still hear me. Go ahead.
No, those are some dead batteries.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're talking about the VPN, so then the IP
Yes.
address is getting pinged from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And not knowing that it's coming from China.
Well, and the thing, but like, so to live with all of the stuff that we're used to here, we had to, purchase a VPN, and sometimes the VPN didn't work, and often it was so freaking
in
slow.
the lags, yeah, because it's binging off of so many different
Oh
servers.
man, that was a
That'd be a
that was a
headache.
hassle.
Okay, so then you're in China, you're living how much fun are you having? Are you having fun or is it like work or is it like,
No,
how is
we
it?
worked 5 days a week, so we had 2 days off.
Yeah, that's good.
And there's a huge expat community in Shanghai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. So you were just hanging out with them.
Yeah, and I mean, there were 60 foreigners like me.
Yeah.
So 60 of us living together. So you meet,
All over the world people.
Yeah.
That's cool. You still communicate with these people?
Oh yeah. One of my best friends is from England.
That's
Her name's
really
Frankie.
sweet.
Hi, Frankie.
Frankie.
Hi, Frankie. What's going on, Frankie? Yeah.
That's pretty
Let us
sweet.
know next time you're in Canada. We'll get you on the show.
Canada, eh?
Yeah.
Canada, eh?
Oh, she's a hoot. She's a hoot.
Where's she
Actually,
from?
I think England, but I think she just
England? She's
accepted.
from England?
Yeah, she's got a very
No,
posh. Actually, she
She's
doesn't have a
posh-
very posh.
posh
She gets
English
made fun of
accent.
because she's similar to me. She worked on ships too, actually.
Yeah, we got to talk about the ships. I'm interested about the ship
dear.
life.
We need an episode 2, a Vert 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's interested in what kind of shenanigans happen on the ships. And I've
Yeah.
heard some shenanigans happen on ships. Like
Well-
I've had from the cooks, just like in the restaurants, they tell me about the shenanigans that happen because people are like locked up on ships for like out
Months.
at sea
Are you
for
6
months
months?
and
How many
and
months you
out
off?
on the
So
street.
so entertainment is 6 to 7, sometimes 8
Months.
months, dude. But the rest of the ship, so hospitality, hospitality is everything else.
Yeah.
Engineer, actually that's a lie. It's
No,
basically
you-
just hospitality is 10 months.
They're locked on the ship. They make
Do you pay taxes on
They
that
make
money?
a beating.
You're
No, they
supposed to.
no. It's international waters.
So it depends on the country. Depends on the country you live in. So Canada, yes, I pay tax on that money.
Can you
Even if you make it on international waters.
Yep, well, because I didn't make it on international waters. I got paid via a U.S. company, Princess Cruises.
No, but the tips. The
I
tips
don't
I
get
hear.
tips.
Oh, you don't.
I'm a-
Yeah,
I'm an
the
entertainer.
she's a
server-
princess. She doesn't
this-
need money.
Well, not on Princess Cruises.
Wow.
I was a dancer.
Oh,
In the
okay.
production shows.
That's
I was a
cool.
full-on 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Wild. Yeah, no one's gonna give you tips. That'd be like,
No, like
just
the-
start throwing money on
the
stage.
restaurant-
I mean,
the
I'll take
restaurant-
it.
The
You'll take
restaurant
it,
guys
yeah.
are the ones that make like the killer
Yeah.
tips, like just crazy tips.
Yeah, but they're
And then
away
they're-
from their families for
and they're-
10 months of the year.
They're making
their
a beating though, and
their
they
children
they
grow
literally-
up without
listen,
them.
They have no. They don't have to pay for food. They don't have to pay for boarding.
You think?
They get paid?
Buddy, it's probably nuts in
You,
there.
you
Like,
think if you write that down on paper, that sounds fantastic.
it's probably weird.
Their lifestyle, their quality of life on there is
They're living
probably
in these little
probably
prison
a little
cells.
better than what they have back home. That's why they're there.
Yeah.
But
or
it's
there's just
definitely
some people just go and do it for like I'm gonna sacrifice
Nope.
10 months and
Nope.
make a beating and come home.
These guys do it to support their families.
What are the
This
hours?
Is their career.
What are the hours there? Are they like 12 hours a day, 7 days
Yeah.
a week? Like
It's 7 days a week.
It's
Even for
probably-
me, it's 7 days a week.
it's probably some slave behavior almost.
Oh, it
It's-
is.
yeah.
They have no. They don't
Where are you
have-
gonna go? It's not gonna be
And
like
they
fuck
get-
you, I'm quitting. Okay, I'm just gonna go to my room
Well,
that you
you-
guys
you
are paying for.
Do, and then you get kicked off if you quit. Then you got to pay for your flight home.
Yeah. Jeez, I'm sure that happens all the time. That's crazy. Well, maybe not all the time, but like how many staff are on one of these boats just in hospitality?
Depends on the size of the ship. So
One of the biggest ones.
Those ships are fucking huge. I saw one in Barcelona on the
Dude,
ports.
you know-
my first ship was only 683 passengers. That's tiny.
Dude,
that was
That's a small one, yeah.
That was a
I'm
small
talking like the ones as big as football
like
stadium
you
type
look
things.
at them,
Like,
you
You
look
mean
at
city
them.
blocks?
yeah, city
City
blocks.
blocks.
Yeah,
You
so
look at
that's
them and I'm just like, holy smokes, man! These guys are just
Huge.
printing money because they're full all the time, and they're
I
like,
don't know about printing money, man. Those ships are billions of dollars, man.
dude, but a bunch of people invest in them, and then once the ship's there, it's like $3,000.
Apparently it is better than the airline industry. That's why Virgin Voyages is coming out.
Ah, the margins are
Richard-
better.
Richard Branson's
Richard
now
Branson.
breaking into the cruise industry. Virgin Voyages.
Jeez.
You're welcome, Richard. I just plugged your thing.
We'll,
Yeah, he's a
we'll,
cool
we'll
dude.
beep that out unless he sends us a check. He doesn't.
True. I want royalties on that, please.
Yeah. Just shoot him a text after the episode.
Oh,
Shoot
okay,
him a
yeah.
text.
Oh,
We'll shoot him
yeah.
a text and see him. Let's like. We'll
You gotta
just-
write Sir on there though.
We'll let you know.
Sir
Sir
Richard.
Sir Richard Branson. Jordan just dropped your name. Is it okay if we use it?
He'll say
and
yeah.
and
I said
can I
yeah.
get royalties, please?
I'm just like, okay, just we'll send you the bill.
Okay, so like one of the largest ships. How many people are on said ship for staff in hospitality?
So I think passengers is about 5,000 people. So then crew would probably be 2,000.
So there's 2,000 crew on this thing that are there
It
for.
might be 4,500 passengers.
Okay, 4,500, 2,000 crew.
1,800
6,000,
crew.
7,000 people.
Where do they have you? Where do they have you? Is the very bottom.
In the water.
Yeah, so you're in the water. You're
Yeah.
at the very bottom of the thing. What are these rooms like? Are they livable, and how many people are in
Is there
them?
windows? Can you see out?
Nope.
No windows.
If you have a window, you're an officer with stripes.
No, but but you can't see in the window in the water, so you can actually look out the water and see like the fishes and
That
stuff.
would be cool.
Dude, no, they're probably like these little rooms with these weird little lights. Like, how many?
So my first ship was a closet that I shared with somebody else. So like it's the size of, I can't even describe it to you. Like
It just holds a bunk.
it holds a bunk bed, a bathroom the size of like,
So they're prison cells.
oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
And my closet was, those like stand-up lockers from high school?
So you
Yeah.
live in a
That
prison.
was my closet.
So you live in
skinny
a,
little ones.
So you
Yeah.
live in a prison cell, and then you get to come out and work, and then you go back to your prison cell.
Are you? Was
But
it?
I got to see 3/4. I got to see the entire world on that ship. That first ship that I was on, we went from the British Isles to the French Polynesia, and we went through the Suez Canal.
So,
we saw
how
everything
long?
in
How long
between.
do you get off? Like when you port, how much time do you get to go
Like
on
a day.
Gallivant? Like a full day to go
Yeah,
Gallivant?
we had an overnight in Dubai. That was cool.
That's not really enough time to see a lot of shit. But
Oh,
like,
yes, it is.
Is it? Yeah, when you're cooped up in that little place, you're probably just.
Yeah.
What? Look at all this shit! Holy shit! Look at this crazy place.
The sky. I haven't seen the sky. And you're like I could picture you. You're like scratching in the wall. You're like counting down the days, like jail shit.
It's
You're
not
just like,
that bad. Although some days,
Is it like that?
Some days it is. Some days it is that bad.
how?
Because you don't see the day. Like you're
Yes,
working.
you do.
You're working all day, and then all of a sudden.
Yeah, but okay, I sort of have a bias / a subjective scope on it because the entertainment industry, along with like officers, so officers have entitlement. So entertainment industry, the entertainment department on a ship has a little bit more freedom, has a little bit more.
They do a little bit more leeway.
Totally.
I had a
lot
friend-
more. We can eat in passenger area.
Ooh. And if like someone else were to do that, it'd be off with their head.
Oh no, you'd be fired.
Yeah, that's
You
what
just
I'm saying.
can't.
You can't even.
even
talk
if
to-
they're
can
wearing
you-
their civilian clothing.
You can't. No. You can't be on deck with your civilian clothing unless you're like outside.
Yeah, you're
Like,
not allowed to mingle with them at
I
all.
can.
Because you're the star. Technically.
Well, we're just the entertainment department. So I mean, if our lives are shitty, we're not gonna.
You'd be happy.
We're not gonna be working for them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you're the
No, I know
you're
exactly.
the talent. You're
There's
the
a double.
talent.
There's a
Like,
double standard.
Which is unfortunate. So the cruise. So sometimes I would get actually really sad because it's like real life, but magnified. So, you know, we've got tiers, we've got classes of people in life, but we don't really surround ourselves with it. Like, it's not really magnified for us. When you're on a ship, it is magnified. Like, the captain walking around with 4.5 stripes on his shirt. Then you see, you know, the first officer with walking around with 3 stripes on, like, so you know that they have status. It's in your face. And then there's everyone else and then it goes to 2 stars and 1 star. And it's like your privileges are based on your rank. And it's all in your face. Like, it's so blatant. It's so obvious.
So everyone, when the captain comes in, everyone just knows when the big swinging dick shows up. Everyone's just kind of like, yo, that's the dude here.
Yeah,
like,
and everyone's like,
everyone kind of cowers and does that bullshit.
Because that guy can fire anybody at any
hell
time.
yeah. Yep.
Wild.
He's got that kind of power, so you don't want to fucking piss him off because he's got the power.
But then you've got the people with no stripes, like people in the hospitality department who work their asses off and who
because they have to serve it for like fucking 7,000 people
and all day long,
nonstop.
like, all
they
day
just
long.
fucking eat, and they don't eat at specific times. They can eat whenever the fuck they want.
Yeah, so it's like the room stewards, the buffet stewards, the bartenders. So anyways, people on cruise ships do work really hard.
I bet you it's insane work. That's all it is work. There's no fun.
Well, there is fun. That's why people do it, you know.
It's kind of that.
That's why.
It's a weird
that's
little
why
thing.
some people do it. For some people, it's not like they get to get off. They do, but they do not get as many. They get like 4 hours off.
Like
they get like 3 hours off. Oh gosh, yeah.
I get it.
It's a cesspool.
It's a cesspool.
I used to work on
and
private islands.
There must be a lot of shitload of drama going on there, like where someone just gets pissed off.
Yeah, and there's like
then,
mafias.
and then be
There's
like,
the Filipino
"Becky,
mafia,
bitch,
then there's the Indian mafia, and they hate each other, and it makes my heart sad. And yeah.
What? Like a real mafia, or just on like the cruise ship mafia?
Well,
It's a bit of both.
Like they just like take care of themselves.
Oh yeah.
So like you have the Filipinos will take care of themselves, or like
And like they'll get things somehow, and you're like, how the hell did you get that?
Oh,
And
it's because he knows some guy in laundry, and then that guy hooked this guy up with this, and then he got
It's
the
like a
cigarettes
prison.
down.
It's
like a
exactly how prison works. It's exactly how
yeah.
prison works.
That's how
man.
prison works,
It's exactly
yeah.
prison. Like you just
but like
know
we've got
someone
the
how to do this.
Indians who I love and the Filipinos who I love, and they just hate each other's guts. So I'm like, guys, can we just all get along and share everything with each other?
Can't you just
That doesn't work. It doesn't work
Can't
like
you just
that.
give me some laundry?
I know.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, so that was probably
But the
a crazy
crew parties,
experience. Everyone just probably went buck wild.
oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, everyone went nuts. I could
Oh,
totally
yeah.
picture the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Picture
we've got a crew bar.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah,
It's a shithole, but it's a crew bar.
jeez.
Actually, on the bigger ships, it's not a shithole. On the bigger ships, it's quite nice.
The crew bar.
On the bigger ships, there's like the crew rec area. So there's like a pool table and foosball table.
Where everyone goes and hangs out.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like,
That's where you're allowed to hang out?
Yes.
But
so
you-
that's below deck.
but
we can.
So
if
they
have-
don't let them go
it's
above
what-
deck
it's
at
called,
all?
It's called
Like,
deck. Not if you're not on duty.
So you can't see
Unless
what
you
can't
have deck privileges.
So you-
If you have deck privileges, you have stripes on your uniform, or you have deck privileges. So entertainers, I actually did have, I think, two
like,
stripes
I'm
because
just
I was
thinking
the
at that
company
thing, though, you
performance
just get like
manager.
a fake uniform. Like, who's gonna fucking know?
Dude, they'll
You're
figure
probably
it
gonna
out.
stand out.
Well, I'm just saying, if you just get a uniform that's got deck privileges on it, like there's 7,000 people on the
Dude,
thing.
what are you
how
talking about?
No, but
How
Where
would
do you
they
get a
know?
uniform with deck privileges?
I don't know. Like a couple stars on my thing and just like figure out how to get
no,
one.
but like you'd be surprised.
Dude, they all know each other.
Yeah.
They,
I'm
the
sure you
people,
can-
the people with deck privileges know. Like she'd walk by and they'd be like, "The fuck? Like, where do you get that? Like, where you get back down and
And
you're
I'm
off."
like, yo, isn't that the fucking guy who was serving me this morning? Why is he
Yeah.
wearing
The guest-
lieutenant,
the
the
guest-
captain's shirt?
The guest really wouldn't know the difference. The guest wouldn't, but like she would get so busted by.
Well, no, I wouldn't. I have deck privileges.
Oh, you had deck privilege. Oh, then you
Yeah.
had the privileges. But if you
if
didn't,
someone else.
yeah,
if someone
they'd
else
get so
didn't.
busted so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thought. I mean, maybe someone's tried it. I
So
don't know.
these-
Do you have like a specific pass or something? Like,
No,
No, they
it's
just
just
know.
for the dancers.
Yeah, they just.
no, I know, but like, how do you like when deck privilege? Like, they could technically walk up to deck, no problem. It's just that they weren't allowed to walk on deck.
Well, they'd get busted.
I
They'd
mean, you
figure
didn't
have
have
to
a
walk.
pass, or do
You
you have
have
to
to
have a
walk
pass?
on deck to get off the boat.
yeah.
You know, if you have 3 hours off to go off the boat, you're allowed to do that. But like when we're sailing at sea and stuff, and when
You're not hanging around with the
you-
patrons.
Yeah, no, not gonna happen.
There's no like, yeah, we're going to the pool together. It's not like that.
No, and yeah, no,
You-
that's a huge no-no. So
Yeah, you can't hang out with the patrons.
not even us. What has happened? We can hang out with them, but
You can't hang out with them.
no, it is so strict because what has happened in the past is that has happened, and staff get invited into
Parties.
rooms,
Yeah.
and there's no cameras in rooms. And so they get invited, but then what happens is the person wants money, so they sue. They sue
ship.
the person.
Yeah.
They go, they harassed me, I'm suing you. And people have ended up in jail.
Oh, you'd end up with like rape charges and like you'd end up with all sorts of crazy stuff. People just
Yep.
looking for this guy came in and he's your crew in your
Yep.
place and he came in and he touched me.
And people end up in jail.
Yeah,
and
I
it
could
actually has happened.
I could see that
So
happening.
it's an immediate fireable offense. If you're
To
caught
go into the room.
fraternizing or whatever it's called with
So you
with
can't
guests.
go into the room with
No,
them.
you
at all.
can't even
Talk to them on another level.
You know what though? Like it's more or less. That's how you would say. I'm like, listen, don't go because they'll just try to sue you and then they'll scam you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not worth it for us.
I
It's
bet
not
you
worth it for
it still happens. Like there's like weird little
does.
like eloping type little like.
Yeah, it does. But you're
Can you
you're,
bring-
you're
can you-
skirting on a
Can you bring a guest down into?
No, hell no.
no.
Down
They would,
below deck.
they would show up with
no.
they would take pictures and put it all
Although-
over
Into their
Twitter.
little prison.
Although people sometimes end up down there and you're like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, we're lost. And we're like, you are not lost because you know for sure that you were going down here when you opened the door. It didn't look like a passenger area. There were no more carpets. There was no more paintings on the wall.
You could see the fucking leaking plumbing. And
The pipes are out. Like
Oh,
the watertight doors are there. Like, you know you're not entering passenger area. You're not lost, sweetheart.
yeah.
Well,
Come
they're
on,
just like,
let's go.
Yeah, let's get you out of here. I wouldn't even want to get them out of there. I wouldn't want to touch them.
I'd be
you're on
You
your own.
need-
I'm not getting you out. I'm not getting caught with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, you're down here. I'm like, fuck, you need to go. I'm like, and they're
911.
looking at the cameras and just making sure you stay on the camera.
You're like,
the
I
whole
didn't
time.
do it. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't bring this fool down here. They came down on their own accord.
Go,
Deborah, what's
go,
your name? Get the fuck
go,
out of here,
get
Deborah.
the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Oh,
wild.
funny.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, there's people with the deck privileges.
Yeah.
That's nuts. How do you get deck privileges?
Just being
Based on
entertaining, I
your
guess. Yeah. Oh,
your
just-
status,
Just based on the status.
your job, your rank.
Yeah, that's crazy. My friend used to be Ricardo, who was on the show. He used to run a cruise ship. He was the entertainment director guy. He was the guy
Okay.
running around with the microphone.
Yeah, entertainment director. Yeah.
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
would just.
Flav used to run all the hospitality stuff.
Oh, they are characters. Those guys are characters.
Oh, you know them?
Oh, well, just entertainment directors.
Oh, entertainment. Yeah, it was probably a lot of cocaine. I think.
How did they even get the drugs on the boat?
I don't know. They're in Colombia, and it's like I don't know. They know people. Like I'm sure there's drugs on the boat.
The
Like,
mafia there. And just make some phone calls.
Yeah. See, she's not saying anything, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's wild. There's probably crazy drugs.
I
in
almost
there.
wanted to do one of those ships. I just didn't want to leave. But that was like when I
You
was
didn't
20
want to
years
leave
old.
Edmonton?
On a ship? Okay, what's worse, Edmonton or being on the bottom of a cruise ship for 10 months?
Honestly, it's not that, like, if you have deck privileges, you're not living on the bottom of a cruise ship.
Yeah.
No,
But
if you didn't have the deck privileges.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
And you were serving people 24 hours a day.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
How those people have a crazy mental toughness. To
Yeah,
be-
but it's better money for them, and it's better for them to support their family
Yeah, fair. I get
than
it.
back in India or back in, Indonesia or.
Oh,
you know.
there's not a lot of Western people out on those things?
There's none.
They go and get the entertainment jobs.
Oh, they get the entertainment. Is there like a big clash between like, oh fuck this entertainer? They get is in like.
Sometimes, but you just have to be just be a human, be decent, be genuine, be kind, I was extra probably because I just felt so bad. I'm an empath. I just feel everyone's feels. I just feel them all. So I'm like, so you just don't be, just because you have privilege doesn't mean you're better than that person.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, not in the slightest.
So then if you're not like that, if you're not stuck up, then they don't care because
Yeah.
it's not their fault and you're a nice person. People like nice people. So then there's no barrier there if you're nice about it. Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm
they
saying?
can't.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Humble,
They can't be mad
humble.
at you.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm sure there's probably some that were.
Totally.
And I'm sure there's probably
Yeah.
some people with the privilege that were
Yeah.
mad at the other ones because go get me this. And it's
Exactly.
like, dude,
And
you're
it's
working
so
the same
unfortunate.
thing too.
It's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
And the thing is, so in the hospitality, so the room stewards, those are all from poor countries. So so the majority I would say is India and the Filipinos. Then there's Vietnamese, Indonesians. There's a lot of Indonesians. And
they're fucking hard workers too.
Sometimes there are Eastern Europeans as the buffet stewards.
What are the
or
bartenders?
Indian,
So
Filipino.
bartending's not like a sought after thing? Because in certain parts in the world, like to be a bartender, like
No,
you go to
because
college
you
or
don't
go to
have
school.
no because you
it's
don't
not glamorous.
you don't have so you make good tips. So they make good tips.
Yeah.
But you have a pretty like you don't have debt privileges. You live sometimes with 4 people in a room.
A bartender.
You live, yeah.
Yeah, but like bartending's like when you're the bartender of a place, you're
Yeah,
like
but
the,
not
you're
on
like
a
the,
cruise ship.
you're the energy of the spot. Like
Yeah,
but
so they
but
have great. So one of my really really dear friends, he's from India and he's a bartender. He is phenomenal. His name is John. Hi John, if you're watching this, or if you're
that's
ever
not
John the
watching
cruise
this.
ship bartender.
John,
He's
the
so
Indian.
awesome.
The Indian
He
named
is
John.
so awesome, and he has 2 sweet
yeah.
little girls who were both born on the 2 separate contracts that I did. So fantastic, and they do bartending shows. Like they'll
do
have
flair
passenger
shows.
shows. Yeah, for the passengers, but they're not Western people because their living is not the best on there.
Wild. That's weird. I would have
Yeah.
thought the bartenders would have got a deck privileges thing because if you're like people like building relationships
So you
with
do,
bartenders.
yeah. So you do have to be.
More personable.
Yes, and you have to work your way up. Like you're probably a bar steward first,
Oh, okay.
and then a server,
Yeah.
and then a bartender if you're good at that.
Yeah.
And you might get a 2-person cabin versus a 4-person cabin.
A 4-person closet.
Man, I'm
Jeez.
telling you.
That's crazy. And then you have to be down in that bottom shithole thing, and then you got to come up to work and be like, oh fuck, I smell bad. Hey guys, that's the same thing. Like
I know.
that's the same thing. Because
I
you
know,
could be living down
and
in
I
that
just
sweaty little
feel
4-person
so
thing.
dang bad, and you're like, but they're here because it's better, and I'm like, oh,
You're
but
in a
it's
4-person cabin, and then one of the guys brings a girl back into the cabin.
Yeah,
You're just in your bunk
dude.
bed. Listen.
That's like
yeah,
the
earplugs.
that's the hot sweat sex.
God, my freaking roommate. Oh, damn it! I was like, I'm not gonna
She
mention
would
the
bring,
name, but
she'd
I was
bring
like,
guys all the time.
seriously.
Wild. So you've had that bunk bed.
Well,
sex
you're on the
experience.
top bunk bed, and the bottom bunk is just going wild.
Yeah, but at
and you're
least
like,
I was on the
"Holy
top
fuck."
and not the bottom at that point,
I've been on both. My bed's vibrated one time. It was weird. The guy, it was just vibrating really fast, and then I looked down and I was like, oh dear God.
Why did you look?
Okay, what happened was my buddy was on another bunk, and they're underneath him was going at it, and like
Oh, good.
I looked at my buddy because we're both on the top, and I was like, is this seriously happening right now? Like they're just doing that right now, and it was just like he was like
No
he was
shame.
he was like this on his bed, like getting bucked around.
We get a demo, folks.
We do get a live demo.
Not
He was-
only
he
do
was
we
like-
get an explanation, but we get
Yeah, we
get
do.
a
This is
demo.
for the audio and the visual.
Yeah. So this is I'm looking at this thing, and he's like I don't know.
Still going. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, bro, like I don't know what to do, and I was like, I'm just gonna roll over, and then,
No,
and then, what do you mean no?
that's just the visual is just too much.
You know what? At
Well,
this-
no, nothing happened. It's just my bed.
So
Started,
wait a second. You rolled over and they were just like.
Well, because they're in the top bunks.
We were
and
on
then
separate-
the
we were
bottom,
on separate-
the
they were on the
bottom
bottom.
bunk of his buddy's bunk.
Okay, so
So
they
he
weren't
turned
beside you.
So he turned over to not see them.
I
No,
turned
no, because they're in the lower bunk.
They're on,
So he's up on the top bunk. He can
Okay.
see them in the lower bunk.
Got it.
yeah, so
Okay.
I'm on a bunk. I'm on a bunk bed over here, and I'm looking down
Got it.
there, and my buddy's on the top over there.
Oh.
And
across
he's
the
looking at
room.
him, going, "What the hell's
Oh.
And,
happening?"
and we're both on top beds, and he's like, I don't know what to do, bro, but like kind of saying it slowly. And I was like, I don't know either, man, but I'm just gonna go to sleep and pretend. and then I try sleeping,
Because
and
like,
then
what do? You go.
Well, you know what you do is you
can't.
go down and you just ply a chair right next to them, make it awkward as fuck.
Oh,
my
hell
no, they would
No,
keep-
they
they
would
keep
stop.
going.
Thank you.
No,
yeah,
they
but
wouldn't.
I'm not. Ooh.
Dude, they don't stop.
He's tried it.
No. I'm trying to tell you that this was weird, and I lean over to go to bed, and my bed just starts like just vibrating really fast. I was like, the fuck's going on, right? And then those people are still going at it, and I look down, and the guy's just with himself, and I was like, that guy doesn't have a girl back there with him.
So he's just getting off or
Yeah,
what?
he's just getting off to
This is
that.
your hostel. They
Yeah, that's, yeah,
that left you discard.
yeah.
Was this a hostel or is this your roommates?
This is a hostel that he
This
was
is
in.
this was my bed like back in our place in our condo.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, I'm joking. No, this is
Oh.
a hostel. This isn't real life.
This is his hostel. These are strangers.
Yeah, these are strangers.
Oh.
But like, there was 4 people there in that cruise
5.
ship.
Yeah,
5?
so no, that's
There's
she's
5
my
people.
roommate.
5,
Like
let's
she's
go.
my full-on roommate.
Yeah, is that weird? Just being on the top
Dude,
bunk,
yeah.
being like, "Hey, this is weird."
Did she
I
just
heard
forget
too
you were
much."
there?
Oh hell no!
Or she
But
just
like
didn't
they don't.
care?
Well, what do? Everyone has a roommate unless you're like a 3-stripe officer.
Can't you just,
Actually,
like,
that's
put a
why
sock
on my
the door?
second what?
You can't just put a sock on the door?
But then where are you supposed to sleep?
You gotta take one for the team sometimes. It's like, oh,
Where do you go?
okay, Stacey, I'm gonna be giving you 15 minutes.
You
and
get
I'm coming
15
in a
minutes,
minute.
I'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely. That happens.
I'm gonna go to the bar and have a beer.
God,
and-
yeah, absolutely.
They do that
Yeah.
with each other.
Yeah.
And these are staff intermingling amongst each other.
Yep.
Does it ever happen when like you get like not you exactly, but I'm saying like a patron down there and like everyone's talking about it? Like, oh my gosh, did you see Laura? She's got that fucking hunk from the bar.
Always.
Like, she's down there.
Always.
Are there times where people-
They're living for gossip.
Are there some times where people just want to not live in those little bunk beds and then try to make the moves on like some of the officers so they
hell
can get
yeah.
into the fancier rooms?
Hell yeah.
You could put a freaking, you could have a reality TV show for days.
And
of cruise
actually,
ship staff.
another thing, what happens is,
They would
so
get
if
so sued.
so
and then,
if
'cause this is the shit that they don't even know about. Well, they do.
They-
but it's
yeah.
Like,
They do, but no one talks about it.
No.
Unless they talk about, they just like don't let it out. Yeah, it can kind of happen, but like,
well, we've let it out.
But the other thing that happens is they'll rent out. So for example, if 2 officers, and when I say officers, I mean like anyone with rank. So like I had my own cabin on my second ship because I was the dance captain. But what happens is if you become like boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever with someone else who has their own cabin, then what happens is you rent out your cabin to someone who wants their own cabin.
for
So
money.
they pay you for it because you have 2 cabins.
Because they
Is
want
that
their
like
own.
is that like subleasing? Like they don't know that you do it. It's kind of under the table shit. You say, hey, you want a cabin? I got an extra cabin. My boyfriend has a cabin. We have a cabin.
Yeah, I'm just living with my boyfriend. I have an empty cabin.
Yeah, do you want? You can stay in my cabin, but it's gonna cost you some little. fucking-
That's a massive hustle.
It's gonna cost you some dineros.
Yeah.
How much would a cabin go for?
Gosh.
I bet you a lot too.
Good question.
Could you like take over like 10 of them at a time somehow? Like 10 cabins and rent out to
Your
like,
Airbnb.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's
Like,
running his Airbnb out of there.
yeah, could you like, Airbnb the cabin? Yo, could you do that? Yo, I got a beautiful one thing on this cruise ship. Toss that on Airbnb.
You just start pairing
It's
up.
in-
You
it's
just start
in
pairing
crew-
up couples and then be like, I'm gonna take. 10%
It's in
of
crew
every-
area
all
though
of your,
because so I'm gonna have to get you a crew uniform in order for you to stay down there.
Yeah, that'd be wild. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think you'd be able to get
No,
someone
but
down there.
you could probably run it like a 10-20% management fee and just like start pairing up couples and then
Yeah.
if you pair up 10 couples, you get 10 empty rooms and then you can.
You give the
probably
couples like a cut of 1% each or what?
Yeah, you
Something
get-
like that, yeah. There's a business there in some capacity or something. I see it. That's crazy. Is there people with like multiple things that they're renting out?
No, because you only have one cabin in your name.
You got one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you just pair up 10 people. You
I
get 10
guess.
cabins.
Yeah. You pair them up and be like, yeah, I'll rent this one out for
Yeah.
you. Just give me my fee.
Yeah, you want to make some extra money? Okay, yeah. You
I'll
two
fill
can
this
stay.
thing
I'll
for you.
fill it up for you. Don't worry about it, man. I got you. Because what do you mean you're gonna fill it up? Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm like, I'll give you some funds for it too. I'll hook you up.
I don't know. Yeah, anyways, that's a wild little thing. I'm just picturing
Like your
myself down
strength.
there, like
Hustling?
hustling
Yeah.
these
We're gonna
little
have to
rooms.
bring you back for a second episode at some point because we still didn't even get into any of the dancing stuff and all
Yeah.
the music videos you're in and all the like we didn't even touch into the university what you even took
No.
in university.
Yeah, we better close it off here pretty quick,
Yeah,
to be
we're running
honest.
on 3 hours on
Yeah.
this.
No, this isn't 3
No,
hours. Just kidding.
stop. Don't
No,
say that.
It's 2 hours.
Sorry, guys.
No,
Sorry
it's good.
about
It's
it.
perfect. We cut these down. We cut these down to like little segments.
Oh,
too.
okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna trim these down into like we could talk about a bunch of different cool little things.
Golden.
Yeah, little
Cool.
Yeah, little snubbits. Well,
Well, that was a treat.
it was a treat. Yeah, well, thank you for coming on the show with us. That
Yeah.
was awesome. you
Thanks
know,
for having
so-
me.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I'm like mind blown about a couple little things.
Yeah, there's lots of questions still. We're gonna have to come back.
Can you come back?
Will you come
Yeah.
back on the show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
that's freaking
Love it.
sweet. All right, that was the
Okay,
Thought
perfect.
Exchange,
All right,
guys.
see you guys. All right,
Thanks,
thanks for
guys.
joining us.
Hey.
We'll see you next week, guys.
See you guys next week. That
All right.
was Jordan Gibbins, my friends.
Peace.
See you guys.